Okay, Dave, we should get this podcast recorded. It's getting pretty late. We need to get it done so we can get it edited. And Dave. Hey.
Wait, what?
What are you doing?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I was listening to my JBL Club Pro Plus True Wireless in-ear headphones with noise cancellation technology.
Ooh.
I couldn't hear a word you were saying.
Yeah, because I just speak noise.
I know, thanks to our good friends over at JBL for sending them to me. I was actually thinking after the podcast we could maybe listen to some tunes on our JBL Extreme 3, which has just been released, also from our good friends at JBL. Thanks to our friends at JBL for sponsoring the channel and the podcast and all that for this month.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Let's get into it.
Oh, cool.
Let's do it.
Yep, good.
Eat my shorts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Dave Lee, and this is episode 26. 26 shows. Oh, you know what? Last week was 25, which is a fairly decent milestone. I was going to say at the beginning, 25 episodes, yeah. Completely forgot.
Yeah, well.
I didn't even mention the episode number last week. But hey, it
wasn't worth it.
It's Easter this weekend.
It is too.
Yeah, so...
Oh, chocolate eggs. Oh,
I
my
know.
God.
I've got a massive bowl of the chocolate eggs. Alicia sent me one of those Cadbury gift box things. Oh my God, I'm going to be eating eggs for months.
Yeah, well, tell me what else you're doing with eggs after you've eaten them.
Oh jeez, I don't even know
For months.
I don't even know where you're going with that joke, but we'll skip over it.
Keep moving.
What was I going to say? I was going to say, yeah, so happy Easter. We're recording this as we always do. We record a podcast on the Friday, so it's Good Friday as we're recording this, but we're back at work doing the podcast. Yes. And patrons will get this on Saturday, so I can wish a
happy Easter
to the patrons.
And those that aren't patrons.
Yeah, it's been Easter.
Hope you had a good Easter.
But if you're listening on the Monday, it's still public holiday, right? On the Monday?
In Australia.
In Australia, anyway.
The rest of the world.
I don't know, happy Easter to everybody out there.
Yep.
Hope you had some good times and
We've got lots of chockies and
lovely
hot cross buns and
yeah,
all those
lovely
sorts
stuff.
of delicious sort of.
Yes. You can, of course, join us on the podcast every single Monday. The podcast goes out on all major podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon, and Audible. And it goes out on a lot of the smaller ones as well. Pretty much all the small ones, I think. The visual element is available to view on YouTube. The video version, of course, if you're watching it, it goes out 2 days earlier. It goes out on the same day, but it goes out 2 days earlier for the patrons.
Yep.
So they'll get that on the Saturday with the 2-day early access. If you'd like to be a patron supporter, you can head over to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under for as little as $1 a month.
Cheaper.
Yeah, you can sign up and get the early access. Now, we've actually migrated, we'll talk about this a bit later on more in depth, but we've migrated podcasts to a second YouTube channel.
Specifically for the
podcast, for a variety of reasons. We'll go over it later, but we've migrated. Last week was the first one we put on that second channel. We've moved this one back to the main channel because we've got some sponsor stuff we need to do.
Yep.
And so I've put it back here, and then next week we're going to go back over to the other channel. It's going to stay there.
Exactly right.
Okay, anyway, we'll talk about that later. You can, of course, find me on YouTube at Dave Lee Down Under, over on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. All those links are down in the description below. If you want to write into the show, you can shoot an email to daveleepod@gmail.com. Reviews. We want some reviews.
Only good ones.
Only the good ones. We fucking did it again.
All the way through.
How good's that?
Awesome.
Beautiful timing.
Yep.
Well, thank you for
Just
joining.
for a change.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen often.
No, not often. We've done it the last couple of weeks. Of course, if you're listening, you're not watching out there, the wonderful soothing voice that's joining me once again is, of course, old mate Rick.
Mm-hmm. The old boy.
Old boy's back.
Yep.
Thanks for joining me again.
Yep. Stumbled in. Nobody else wants to speak to you.
No, I know.
You've not reached out.
I haven't reached out to anyone in the last few weeks.
Anyway. Haven't you?
Yeah.
Busy.
I've been very busy. There's not been a lot to talk about.
This last week has been a bit slower.
Has been a slow week.
Had a bit of a break.
Yeah, I've been
no,
late.
not really a break, but
I've been working, but I've been just slow.
Yeah.
Just small bits and pieces. I spent like
Some would say you've always been a bit slow, but you know.
Yeah, well, you know. I spent a full day like backing up. The computer was full to the brim. I spent like a whole day and a half backing stuff up.
And we wonder why we can't update this operating system on it. It's probably because it's too full.
Maybe give it a go now.
Maybe.
Give it a try. It's completely empty now.
Maybe try it.
It's now last week, 25th episode of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Today, as we're recording this Friday, it's my 5th YouTube anniversary.
Jeez.
The anniversary of the day I first uploaded a video on my current YouTube channel.
Jeebus.
Yeah, I had a channel before it, but I didn't take it very seriously. I uploaded once every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
Just movie reviews. But yeah, the current channel, Dave Lee Down Under, or as it was then, Disney Dave.
Disney Dave Down Under, that's right.
Right. 5 years as of today, I uploaded my first video. Terrible video. I was... As you do, you look back at people's like earliest videos on YouTube and you think that's just, you know, cringe as. I've got a small clip from my first YouTube video. Occasionally I get people writing comments on this like, oh my God, your first video. I'm like, oh, jeez, you found it, right? It was,
as if you don't know it's shit.
Yeah. Well, I was doing... Because I was just doing Disney stuff back then. I've said many times that I kind of used the Disney Dave thing as a jumping off point to try and form like a small little community and then try and break away from it. It worked. So initially I was just doing like Disney reviews and stuff. Very first one I did was, actually I did 2. I did 2 in one sitting and they were reviews for that Disney Infinity game for the PlayStation.
Oh, that's right.
So I was doing these reviews for the little action figures. So this is the, I'll just play like a very small 40-second clip. This is the very beginning.
Don't think I remember this.
No, it's, yeah, I've tried to block it out, but we're going to revisit it just very briefly here. Of course, the full video is up on YouTube. You can still find it. But here's just a very small clip of my first ever video on the Dave Lee Down Under YouTube channel. Let's have a listen. G'day guys, Disney Dave here once again for another short little video game review kind of thing. We're taking a look at another Disney Infinity piece. This is another brand new piece from Disney Infinity 3.0. It's Baloo from the Jungle Book. He looks really cool. I've ripped him out of the packaging already before doing this video. Okay, so let's make this one really short, really quick. It's just one character we're going to have a look at. Of course, I didn't bring out any other Jungle Book characters, which is... That's not incredibly disappointing because there's not really any other characters you'd really want to play with. Baloo is awesome. Maybe a Mowgli would have been pretty cool.
Guys, it's funny how you've developed over the 5 years.
Yeah. Funny.
Chubby cheeks, more hair.
Yeah, I know.
And that beard, look at it.
I know. God. Crazy. Real jungle man.
Yeah.
Funny thing with this is you hear at the beginning I say something like, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video.
G'day
guys, Disney Dave here once again for another short little video. For another video. What happened was I recorded 2 videos back to back.
Yeah. There
was one, I think, the second one was like the Captain America piece for the Disney Infinity. And I uploaded them in the wrong order.
Oh,
so then you go and you look at I uploaded the Captain America one the day after. And I'm pretty sure on that one I'm like, welcome to the channel, or welcome to our new channel, whatever. So from the very beginning, I cocked it up. Yeah.
Yeah. And you haven't stopped cocking it up since.
I know, exactly right. So I thought that was funny to revisit that. But 2 very awful videos. And that first year or so's worth of videos are pretty cringe like that.
That shirt's a ripper too.
I know. Alicia bought me one. Yeah. Alicia bought me that one. That was a Vans t-shirt.
That's right. Yeah, it was.
There's a Vans one.
I do remember that.
I think it's a bit small for me now. Actually, maybe it's probably not because I probably got big.
I reckon you'll fit into it now.
I reckon I will.
Because you're bigger there.
Yeah, I was bigger there. And then
fat face.
And then I got bigger and then I came back down. So I reckon I'd fit into it again. I got to dig it out. Yeah. Wear it next week on the pod. My Jungle Book shirt. I love that thing.
Can't put it on now.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't be bothered now. But yeah, so 5th anniversary on YouTube. We've come a long way.
Whew.
Yeah. One thing that's stuck around since the beginning, of course, is like Blu-ray reviews and stuff, talking about physical media. People love it. And we went to JB Hi-Fi this week.
Yep, we did.
I went to pick up the Wonder Woman 1984 Steelbook because the DC ones, they just fly off the shelf. You have to get them right away, or else you miss out on them.
Yeah, exactly.
I did the runaround for the Joker Steelbook. I couldn't get it anywhere. I was too late to it. So all the time now, I don't like spending like $40 on a brand new release.
You know what Frankie says?
Yeah, when you
the time to buy it is when you see it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I don't usually spend like $40 on it. We don't really buy new releases.
Not often.
But these things, I'm like, oh, I want it. I got to get it, or else
the reason I buy them is we buy so many of them.
Oh, exactly right.
Not just that, but the price comes down within a month anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't wait an extra month,
yeah, exactly right.
Save yourself a pocket load of money.
So I'd gone into JB the week before, and I just said to the guy, I was there like 2 days before. It was like on Saturday, and I said to the guy, Wonder Woman's out this week. Can you put one aside for me? He said, yeah, that's fine. So I put my name down, whatever. He was sending you text. So I got a text on the Monday morning saying, your Wonder Woman Blu-ray is in, 4K disc is in, come and pick it up. So I went in there, and they're doing a deal at the moment, buy two, get one free on all movies.
Awesome.
All movies, anything you
all
want.
Movies.
Anything you want. No exceptions except for like box sets. So like single films. So I went in there, I found a couple of things I wanted to get to pair with it, and I went up to the counter and I had, so I had 3 discs obviously, and she rang it up. It should have come to like $52 or something. She rang the discs up and was like, oh, that's $68, please. I was like, hang on. I was like, that should be like $52 or something like that because of the buy two, get one free. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry, but pre-orders don't count in the buy two, get one free. I was like, hang on a minute. It's not really a pre-order. That's come out today. Like, I understand it if I was going to go up there with 2 discs and then say, oh, can I get these and can you please put a pre-order in for me to pick up in 3 weeks' time. Yeah. I think that's what
you can get that.
I understand that. I think that's what the that's probably what the stipulation implies. You can't buy 2 and then pre-order something with them. Yeah. Whereas this thing wasn't really a pre-order either. I just asked the guy to put it aside.
On the side. It's like if you ring up, if you're shopping around and one store doesn't have it and the shop up 2 kilometres up the road does, and you say, oh, can you put it aside, I'll come and get it.
Yeah. So, but I think probably because the guy had probably put it through as a pre-order because I went and asked him to put it aside before it was released. I don't know. But anyway, she was like, oh, yeah, sorry, pre-orders don't count. I was like, oh, well, it's come out today. It's on the shelves today, like you're selling it to. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's the rules. I was like, okay, you can cancel my pre-order. I'll go and pick another one up off the shelf and buy my 3 discs. And she just looked at me and was like, yeah, good point. And then she just obviously did her thing and was like, okay, $52 or whatever.
That's
good
funny.
I mean,
that's funny.
I mean, you understand, rules are in place and stuff.
I've done that before. I've done a similar thing before.
Yeah.
Where they've tried to charge me full price on something, and it was actually on sale.
All right.
And I forget the reason. It wasn't a pre-order or anything like that. It was, I forget what the reason was. And they've charged me for it, and then I've gone to walk and oh, hang on, this is wrong, and told them what the problem was, and they gave me the reason why it was that and not the cheaper price. And I said, well, okay, well, how about this? I'll just return it.
Yeah.
I said, just take it back. I don't want it. So, okay, you don't want it now? I said, no, just do a return on it. So she did a return, and then after she did the return, I said, oh, that disc there, can I buy that? She said, oh, what do you mean? I said, I want to buy that disc. I said, obviously somebody has just returned it. I said, I'll buy that disc. So she sold it to me and I got it for the cheaper price.
It's crazy, man. Sometimes, you do those, you do the buy one, get one free every year.
Yep.
Most stores will let you part it out into separate piles to like get the
that's right.
Because if you pay like $50, if you buy a bunch of discs and you've got like 3 discs that are $50 and 3 discs that are $20, they'll give you all the $20 ones for free.
Yep.
Whereas if you pair a $50 with a $50, you get a $50 for free. So
I
always tell people you got to make your little stack. So pair the like.
So your $15 discs together, or your $20 discs together, or your $10
Yeah.
discs together.
So some stores will let you do that. Most stores will let you do that, but I've heard reports from other stores where they don't let you do it. So I've heard people who have been like, all right, I'll go through, I'll buy this one stack, give me the next stack, I'll go through again, and they just keep going to the checkout and doing that. Yeah.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'd just say, okay, we'll put those ones through, I'll put those back on the shelf and walk away and get back in line and come back through and to the same person and go, there you go.
Nothing wrong with that. That's the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think we had one store do that to us once.
Yeah,
didn't
I
we?
think it was like the very first time
When
they
they first
ever
started
did it.
doing it.
They tried to do it, and we're like, all right, we'll just keep going around. And they're like, oh, fine, just put it through. But a few years back, they do it now where they actually have people going around the store telling you to put them in piles.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
We've
so
had
they're
that.
really good with that now.
We've had that a couple of times.
And Amazon, actually, if you buy, because they do the same deal at the same time, they will automatically figure out the best price for you. You just throw everything into the cart, and they will automatically give you,
they'll pair them up.
Yeah.
So see, often they'll Amazon will sell the discs at the discounted price individually, won't they?
Yeah.
So if you buy, for argument's sake, you buy two $20, you get two $20 discs. So you got $40, but you're only paying $20 because you're getting one free. Well, then Amazon will sell each of them to you at $10.
$10 each,
Yeah.
Yeah, or if they do like a buy, usually...
And you don't have to buy two.
Usually
it's
like the 2 for $30 deal. So if it's it's in a 2 for $30 deal, they'll sell them individually for $15.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Zavi.
Oh, bloody Zavi.
I'm still waiting.
My
of
God.
course, last week, have you been
they
following?
get their act together?
I know. If you've been following the podcast, I have had an on and off relationship with Zavi. More often off than on. They, of course, if you make like a bulk order, like say 12 discs, for example, like what I've just recently done, they will send them all out individually. Last week, they sent out 6 discs, which was half.
Nightmare.
They sent out 6 of my discs, each individually. So I'm still waiting for them to come. They'll probably take a month, maybe over a month, if at all. So I'm taking bets on how many arrive at all and how many arrive damaged, because I get a lot of damaged
how many
stuff.
have you ordered?
12.
Out of 12 discs, how many do you think he'll receive?
Yeah.
And how many will he receive damaged?
Yeah. Blake actually came in with our friend Blake, patron Blake.
Blake up in Queensland?
Yeah.
G'day, Blake. How are you, mate?
He sent in a guess. Let me just find it over on the podcast. If we go Dave Lee down under podcast, here on YouTube, he sent it in because we spoke about this last week.
Yeah.
Blake guessed, how do we get to YouTube make it so hard to find comments these days? Oh, here we go. Blake says 3 won't turn up and 4 will be damaged. All right, so we'll see.
So that's 7.
That's 7.
7 out of the 12.
Yeah. So anyway,
lost.
6 went out last week. 4 went out today, all individually, of course.
And still 2.
I'm still waiting on the last 2. I think the first 6 they had in stock, the second 6 they were waiting for stock. So it's okay. Like, I understand that they would have to send them out separately.
Yeah, exactly right.
But just box them up. Send them to me in a box. I don't need 12 Blu-rays arriving to me in the mail if,
Well, we had a good discussion about this over lunch, didn't we? That maybe it's an automated system.
Yeah. Maybe there's robots doing it all.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And they
that
just get spat out as individual discs and just get packaged
possibly
that way.
That could explain it. And
it's
that's
not some fat lazy bastard who doesn't want to walk to the other side of the other side of the warehouse.
No, that is quite possible, and that is another reason why you should get human workers, not robots.
Yeah.
But
we don't know how their system works.
Who knows? Who bloody knows?
They've just said that's not because you emailed them.
I emailed them a couple of times. They're like, that's just not how we do it, or that's just not how the warehouse does it.
Warehouse works.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. I actually watched quite a lot this last week.
Yeah, heaps.
I've been really slow, like the last couple of months, for various reasons. I've been busy, I've been lazy, I've been sleeping in, whatever reason, and I got in a lot this week. We'll go through a few of these very quickly. Catalog titles, of course, as you know, I will try and get up early. Most mornings about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I get up. I put a movie on before I get into work to try and get through this pile of hundreds of discs that just doesn't seem to ever be getting any lower. I watch some, I buy some, I watch some, I buy some, and you slowly... There's like it's fluctuating. I don't think I'll ever get through this. But I actually did get through quite a few this week. I watched one called The Man Who Knew Too Little. This is a Bill Murray film from the late 1990s. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's really bad. This was one I think I had on DVD. Nan had it on DVD. And I was one that I kept borrowing and then never watched, and I'd borrow it again and then return it and then borrow it again. Just never watched it. So I finally bought the Blu-ray. Yeah, I understand why I never watched it. It's terrible. It's like one of those movies where where they're trying to recapture the glory of their films from the 80s. Like if you think of like an Adam Sandler film today, like the kind of movies he makes today, where he's trying to do what he did in the 90s.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
That it's just not funny because all the gags are the same.
All old gags.
Yeah,
and-
Bill Murray's good in it, but I didn't really get many laughs on it. It was a bit stupid. So A Man Who Knew Too Little, wouldn't really recommend that one. I watched one called The Replacement Killers. Again, like a 90s action kind of film. It's got
I've seen
Chow Yun-fat, Mira Sorvino in it. It's directed by Antoine Fuqua, who I believe it was his first film. And John Woo, legendary action director John Woo, co-produced the film and choreographed the action scenes. It was quite good, but it was like one of those just really standard, generic action films from the 1990s. But I enjoy that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
have
a lot
seen
of.
it.
I think they're quite fun. They're just easy to watch.
Yeah.
And I just picked this one up recently in one of JB's deal, and it was a short film. So I checked it. It was like 75 minutes or 80 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, 87 minutes.
Yeah, really short. So I checked that one out. I liked it. Wasn't great, but I liked it. We watched Mystic Pizza. I put this on last week, and this was that really early Julia Roberts film.
Oh,
That
yeah,
romantic
yeah.
film, yeah.
That was actually really
It was
good.
very good. I liked that.
Yeah.
You can understand how, like, you look at her, that's like her first, like, major role. I think it was like the second film she did. And then almost immediately she's doing, like, Pretty Woman and, like, Pelican Brief and, you know, all these older films that she was in. She was, like, talk about people who rise to fame, like, meteorically. Like, she was just, and you can understand why.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Especially going back and looking at her really early roles. It'd be further, like, write down. He's up on IMDb. Keep going down. I'm telling you, it's her first film. You've gone...
Us producers.
Yeah, you went past, like, Pretty Woman already. Oh, no, there you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because she was in a bunch of TV stuff, and then there was, like, one film and then Mystic Pizza. But, yeah, she's just got charm. Just had that charm, you know?
Well, the following year she did Steel Magnolias, and the following year was Pretty Woman.
Yeah, and then Sleeping with the Enemy, which is another film I watched this week too, which was really great.
Sleeping with the Enemy.
Hook.
Yeah, so didn't she?
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't realise.
Yeah, Sleeping with the Enemy is another one I watched as well yesterday. I really like that. Again, just really generic thriller from the 90s. Not much really happens, but she's such a star.
Yeah.
Just such that, got that real charm.
Just oozed real stardom, charm. Didn't she?
Yeah, you can understand again how she just went from 0 to 100 so quickly. And
it's funny you look at women like her, or not just women, but even males like her, and the good ones just make it look real easy.
Yeah.
It's just natural, and they're not acting. They're just and that Mystic
exactly
Pizza,
right,
she was exactly like that.
Yeah.
Whereas the cast around her,
weren't as
you
great.
felt were acting.
Yeah, you can tell, but she's not even the lead character in that. But she just stands out.
Yeah.
And like Notting Hill.
Superb.
Notting Hill is my favourite rom-com of all time, and she's just so wonderful in that.
Yep.
So I enjoyed both of those. I've watched quite a few of her early films recently. I enjoyed them. And this morning I watched for the first time in what must be like 13 years, 13 going on 30, which was
30?
releases Suddenly 30 here in Australia and the UK perhaps. I really liked it. It was one that I remember really liking. Of course, the one with Jennifer Garner. It's got Mark Ruffalo in there. Brie Larson, like baby Brie Larson, like 13-year-old Brie Larson's in there for like 10 minutes. And then a couple of other faces that you'd recognise, just much, much younger. It's really good. It's as good as I remember. I didn't remember much of it. There were like key scenes that you remember. The funny thing is, as I said, 13 going on 30 over in the States was released here as Suddenly 30. I had to import this one because you couldn't buy it here. I overpaid. I paid like $20 for it. But I was watching the price on Amazon. It wasn't going down. So I thought I'm just going to buy it. So I bought it because I've been wanting to rewatch it for a while. The title that comes up on the film is Suddenly 30.
Really?
Can you play it? Yeah. And this was the American disc. So I guess usually what happens is they will press one disc and then send it around the world. So you find a lot of Blu-rays will have one or the other title that comes up if it's like a film that has double titles. But I found it really weird that the UK title came out. Maybe it was this was pressed in the UK or something. But so I had Suddenly 30 come up on the screen. I thought, oh wow, that's a bit weird.
But the cover was 13.
The cover was 13 going on 30. Yeah. Here's a fun fact.
It's a little bizarre.
Here's a fun fact. Right, I was 13 when this film came out, and I'm turning 30 this year. So now, so now I'm thinking, oh, geez. So like between the time that I watched it for the first time and now, I am now going 30. So which is weird. And the weird thing is, right, because the flashback sequences where she's 13 was set into like the late 80s. And then she's 30, right? She's 30 in like the early 2000, 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if that movie was made now, the flashback sequence would be set in 2003.
Yeah, it would be too. Oh, God, yeah.
So it's like vintage now. Oh, let's do a flashback vintage 2000s, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
God,
I've been saying in the last few podcasts, this existential crisis nearing 30 years old. But yeah, I enjoyed most of those films that I watched this last week, other than Man Who Knew Too Little, which I thought was crap, and I will probably never revisit that.
No, I don't think
again.
it's worth it.
You came in, you were like, what the hell are you watching? I was like, oh, it's Bill Murray thing, and he walked out.
Yeah, it's wrong. What for?
A couple of newish films we got to this week. Talking Bill Murray, Zombieland, Double Tap.
That was good fun.
That's so fun.
That was good fun.
Yeah. I didn't remember anything about the first one.
I'm not a big zombie film lover,
but if it's like a comedy, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, it was fun. Lots of fun. Real good laughs. Woody Harrelson.
Woody's fantastic. I love Woody.
Yeah, Woody's so good. Jesse Eisenberg.
Yep.
Emma Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Abigail Breslin.
Yep.
And was it Rosario Dawson was in it as well?
Yes, she was.
Yeah, and Luke Wilson.
Yeah.
Great cast, like really terrific. And Zoe Ducher's in it as well. She's really good. She played like the real dumb girl. Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. I didn't remember anything about the first one. We obviously watched it when it first came out, which was years ago.
I don't remember
10,
much
11,
of it
12
either.
years ago now. But it was easy enough to follow the plot and just keep going with it. And yeah, that was a lot of fun.
No, it was good. I enjoyed that.
Enjoyed those.
Even your mother enjoyed it.
Yeah, she liked that one.
She hates this blood and gore and shit, but she enjoyed it.
She enjoyed it. Well, it's funny because I was like, I'm going to put this movie on. She's like, all right, some other thing. She don't really would. I was like, well, it's like the only newer stuff we have is like horror stuff because
we've watched all the other
We've watched all the other stuff with her, and then we only get a chance to watch what we want to watch if she doesn't stay up to watch something or whatever.
Yep. That's right. So
it's all these horror things. And I'm like, well, the only newer things I've got here is horror unless we dive into the pile of like really older stuff. She's like, oh, I don't care. We watched some horror thing the other day. I was like, all right. So I put on Zombieland. She enjoyed it anyway. Talking about Zoe Deutch, Before I Fall we watched as well.
It's a nice film.
It's almost like a Groundhog Day thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all.
Real simple sort of thing.
Easy to watch, easy to follow.
Yeah. Keeps reliving the same day over and over and over again.
And then figures out how to die properly.
Yeah. Well, it was a spoiler there, but...
How old's the film?
Yeah, quite a few years old. When we watched Killing of a Sacred Deer with Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman, and that kid. I can't remember the kid's name. Do you not remember it? Did you? I know you fell asleep.
I do remember it.
This was directed by the guy who did The Lobster and The Favourite.
Yep.
I can never remember his name. Yorgos Lanthimos.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. His movies I've been really on and off about. Some of them I really like. Some of them I don't like at all. The Lobster I was in like two minds of. You really enjoyed The Lobster.
Oh, I did. I did enjoy The Lobster.
It's one of those ones that I was watching it and I enjoyed it, but then I didn't enjoy it, and then I enjoyed it and I didn't, and it got to the end, I was like, I didn't like that. But then a few days later you think back, you're like, yeah, it was actually quite good. Yeah. I actually really liked that. So I wanted to check out Killing of a Sacred Deer and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, Colin Farrell is just so good in it. Just real dry. All the actors in it just read their lines really dry. Really dry humor.
Yep.
But it is so funny.
Yep.
It is so hilarious. But it's a very dark movie.
Oh,
I don't want to spoil any of it.
Dark,
it's a few years old, but I don't want to spoil it because it's one of those movies you have to go through with it.
Can't think of his name.
Who's that?
The kid.
Yeah, I don't know. What's that? Who are these people? Top build cast on this is really random. Yeah. Barry Keegan.
Yeah, that's it.
Really weird guy. But yeah, so good. I don't want to spoil too much about it, but
he was fantastic.
Yeah, so good. He plays this really creepy kid who I don't even want to say more.
Really friendly and creepy.
Yeah, and it just spirals into
Yeah.
fucking craziness.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was so good.
It was very good.
So good. Everyone in it was fantastic.
I think I like Yorgos's films.
I think I do too. I didn't really like The Favourite. I didn't enjoy The Favourite that much, but I think that one, and now, thinking back to The Lobster, I really liked it. I think I'd revisit them. I would actually go back to them. We watched a couple more DC animated things.
Yeah.
Well, I did. You sort of drifted in and out of sleep or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I've been busy.
Put them on. I've been putting them on late.
And I'm
though.
getting old and it's tired.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We watched Batman Year One, Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, and Batman The Killing Joke. I've been enjoying them all so far. Quite good. So Year One and The Dark Knight Returns were both based on Frank Miller graphic novels. He did Sin City.
Was it? Well, funny you say Sin City. I thought about that this morning.
Oh, really?
But we haven't watched the second one.
No, we haven't. I want to go back and watch the first one again.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite movies ever.
We digress.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was one of those things where they were going to make the sequel like 2 years later, and then it never happened.
That's right.
And then they were like, and then 5 years later, they're like, we're going to do it again, and then it didn't happen, and then they finally did it like 10 years later. And I never got around to watching it.
No.
And it's just been sitting there because I want to go back.
I loved the first one.
The first one's so good.
It was so groundbreaking.
Watched it countless times. But yeah, so those two were based on Frank Miller novels, which I have to read. And then there's one called The Killing Joke, which was really full on, like really dark. That was the one with the Joker in it.
Yeah.
It's just manic.
Yeah. I think I drifted in and out of that one.
Yeah, it's hard to find much in there to like because it's this portrait of the Joker and Batman sort of at their darkest moments.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find. The graphic novel was really controversial when it first came out. And a lot of people were surprised that they actually made an animated film about the book. But then they changed a lot about the book, and people were annoyed that they changed the book. So there's a whole controversy surrounding it. I liked it, but again, it's so dark that it's fine. It's really hard to find any connection with any of it. I think that's the point, though.
More than likely.
But then it becomes kind of problematic because it almost tries to paint the Joker in like this sympathetic light, but then all the stuff that you see him doing in the film is like you just can't. It's weird. But yeah, anyway, so we watched those three. I've got probably like 30 more to go. I'll pace myself on them.
So many
I know.
of them.
TV-wise, we've been watching Dickinson. We finished the first season in like 2 days. You're loving it.
Love it. Absolutely
really good.
love it.
Really good. Yeah.
Really love it.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favourite films is Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. So you got that old, Shakespearean.
That sort of classical literature.
Classic,
sort of,
but done in a modern way. And this is sort of similar in some regards.
Oh, it's very anachronistic.
Yeah.
As you call it.
I just love it. Absolutely love it.
Stuff like, modern music.
Yeah.
The language that they use.
Like one of the women's got an earring in an odd place in the ear that you wouldn't have expected it to be back then.
She calls someone dude.
Yeah.
And just stuff like that. It's just really just things that shouldn't be there. So what you would call anachronistic.
Yeah. Mixing modern with old.
Really good. And then sequences where they dance. At least once every episode there's a sequence where they just like dance.
But it's modern dance. Yeah. So it's not
crazy. But it's very good. And we smashed out. We must have watched 6 episodes last night. 7 maybe?
I don't know. It was at least 6.
Heaps, yeah. So we did like half the season. Oh, yeah, no, it was 6 because it's 10 episode season.
Yeah.
So it's more than half the season.
Yeah.
Pardon me, in a night. Very good show. It's on Apple TV Plus. There's a second season of that we've got to watch. So we'll get to that next week. And we also watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2.
Oh, tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, awesome.
Sorry, last Friday. Friday.
Yeah.
Good too, wasn't it?
Really good.
Episode
Such
3
a good
was
show.
Good.
Yeah.
I hope.
Brilliant. Yeah. And episode 2 was good as well, the one we watched last week. Very good.
It was
very
really
good show. Very different from WandaVision, completely different.
Yeah, just a real Marvel Cinematic Universe feel about it.
Yeah, it does. And it makes sense why this was the one that was supposed to come out first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Get
WandaVision was then second. Yeah. But it actually became the I might have said this last week, but the first episode was Disney Plus's most watched series premiere ever.
Was it really?
Yeah, and when I say ever, I mean like a year and a bit, however long 2 years maybe now, Disney Plus.
Yeah,
not quite.
Whatever it's been, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's their most watched series premiere ever. Of course, Disney Plus and all the streamers and stuff don't put out numbers because they don't have to.
No, exactly.
They only put the numbers out when it like serves them right. So there's actually a couple of these analytic companies that are kind of sprung up that will what's called passing. They pass data, however the hell they do it. They manage to like get the data of viewership and all this kind of stuff. And there's this analytic company called Parrot Analytics who's passed the data. PARSING. They've passed the data for it. And they found that it's actually the single most popular show in streaming right now.
Wow.
It's taken over
Awesome.
an anime called Attack on Titan, which has been going on like in installments since 2003. And yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier has 92.6 times more demand than the average series globally.
Oh, God. God.
How crazy is that?
No wonder the stream keeps freezing.
I know. Yeah, well, actually, there's a lot of reports from America, particularly, that the streams are crashing every night when they go live. Yeah,
my God,
because all these people in America are waiting up to like 3 a.m. for the drop, and then it's just
so they're getting it
like the same time as us.
time as we get it.
Yeah, so it's like 3 a.m. over there,
and we're getting it prime time, 7 o'clock
on a Friday night. It's crazy. Really crazy.
Yeah.
But it's really strange because I'm seeing very little about it on social media. Like WandaVision was everywhere. People were talking about it. It was that conversation. I think that's probably in part because every episode was like a cliffhanger. This show doesn't really have that. But I haven't even really seen any spoilers, or you see the occasional like screen grab. I don't know. Maybe people were just just overtaken with the fact that we finally had new Marvel for the first time in a year. Maybe. And it was like the first
and
Marvel
you knew
TV.
what you were getting.
Yeah.
That might have been part of it. And you knew, like with WandaVision, you didn't know what you were getting.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, yeah. So there hasn't been... Obviously, people are watching it. It's
exactly.
like a biggest series premiere ever on Disney Plus.
Yep.
Most popular series on streaming right now. But it's just weird that there's very little of that same conversation. But there you go. I kind of said that a few weeks ago. I was like, I don't think they'll be the same with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just doesn't feel like that kind of show.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like we've spoken about we've spoken about Go
back to second grade English.
I know. We spoke about this in the past. People were complaining that WandaVision, they weren't releasing didn't release them all at once. They wanted to binge it, and we made the argument like, what's not a show that you binge? This is like proper TV.
No, that's right.
I feel like I said then that I agree there are certain shows that you could binge. I feel like Falcon and the Winter Soldier could be a series that they just dump at once and you could go through.
I reckon you could, because you could just view it as a movie.
Yeah.
It's got that continuity.
Whereas WandaVision was specifically created in that mold to watch every single week.
Yeah,
I love the idea that we've got it every week. Every Friday night. Yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But I feel like it's been made in a very different way that, they probably could have released it all at once and you could have binged it.
And it's a good length too. What is it, 40 minutes?
40 minutes, I think. Yeah, 45 with the credits. It's like 40 minutes, yeah. So that's pretty good.
Length.
Letterboxd wrap. The Letterboxd wrap for March. We missed one thing. It's a very big one. Well, you've jumped the gun again. You ready? Woo! Deadwood update. Yes.
Nothing to see here.
No, I know. Let's move along.
No, hang
we're
on.
Joking. April Fools.
April Fools. Well,
a little bit late.
You had a message from an old friend of yours, Sam.
I did. Sam sent me a message.
And Sam said, I'm sick of the lies.
You're sick of the
lies.
lies.
You've got to watch it.
Yeah. It was like, make sure you watch. This is the first message I got from him for ages. He messaged me.
To Sam for years.
I haven't spoken to him for years. He messaged me, you better watch Deadwood tonight. That was it. And then he said...
What was that, on Tuesday?
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Because we declared that Tuesday night was going to be Deadwood night, didn't we?
Yeah.
We said Tuesday night sounds like a good night to do a Deadwood.
Yeah. He said, good podcast, man, but I can't stand the lies anymore. So I said, all right, we're going to do
Sam.
it. Yeah. So we did. We watched.
We got an episode in.
We almost didn't. You were like, put it on. I was like, I don't want to. I was going to put on one of my Batman films. I was like, no, I want to watch this.
No, come on, it's Tuesday night. We've got to do a Deadwood.
All right.
So we did, and it turned out it was the last episode of season 2.
That's what I thought we didn't have many left. It took us half an hour to figure out which episode we're up to.
Well, I figured out pretty quick it was the last one because I read the synopsis because we haven't watched it for
since December.
3 months, and read the synopsis and thought, I recognise that and I recognise that, and sure enough, we just had one episode. So we finished season 2. Yeah,
finally.
And it wasn't a bad episode.
It was all right. Still boring.
Still slow and whatever, but it wasn't that bad.
But I looked back on our last podcast, the last time we spoke about having watched it, we were actually saying, it's getting a little bit better again.
Yeah.
So we've finally, again, if you're new to the podcast, this is a show that we've been struggling to watch for years. We've started it, we've stopped, we've gone back to the beginning and started again, stopped, gone back to the beginning, started again. And this time, we're going to get it done.
Yep.
And we've finally done season 2. We've got 1 season left, 12 episodes, and the movie.
Yep.
We're going to get it done. So what we figured is the best way for us to do this, it's not a show you can binge.
Well, there was the worst manager in history, isn't it?
My worst manager. My manager, Wacko Jacko.
The world's worst manager.
He calls himself my manager. World's worst manager. He suggested, he's watched it multiple times and loves it. He likes a lot of shit, though. But he said it's not a show you can binge. Again, it's like the One Division thing where it was designed to be watched once a week.
Show.
So we're like, all right, that's the way we're going to tackle this and get it done. We're going to watch one every single Tuesday.
Yep.
Tuesday's Deadwood night. Like Friday night is Falcon and the Winter Soldier night. Tuesday's Deadwood night. 13 weeks and it's going to be done.
Look on the microphone over there.
So what's that, 3 months? About 3 months.
Yeah.
So about July we'll have it done, mid-year.
And if we get real keen, we might slip an extra one in later in the week.
We get too ahead of ourselves.
Well, no. As I said, if we get real keen.
Yeah.
But it's going to want to pick up, though.
Yeah, I know. Oh, man.
I just don't get it. Like, the first season was superb.
Yeah.
The second season, just
crap.
Fucking drag.
Awful. Again, you can understand why he got axed.
Yeah, exactly right. But we'll see.
We'll see. So we're back on the Deadwood wagon.
Yeah, so we'll get it done now. So we'll just plough through and we'll just
get it done.
Head down, ass up, and get it done.
Yeah.
I reckon.
It'll be bittersweet when the Deadwood update is no more.
Oh, God.
So at least 13 more episodes of the Deadwood update.
End of it, I'm going to throw that disc away. I might give it away. I might give it away to someone.
Yeah. Gosh.
See how I feel by the end of it.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was going to go into before, Letterboxd rap for the month of March. We'll go through this very quickly, of course.
You should have a little bit of rap music or something there for Letterboxd rap.
I should. I don't have any.
That'd really piss Jackson off.
It would, yeah.
Wouldn't it?
He hates me using the sound effects.
More sound effects, the better for Jackson.
Yeah, of course. Now I have my Letterboxd account. Every single movie I log on Letterboxd, and it gives you. I'm a pro member, paying member, and it gives you like stats and stuff, like your viewing habits and how many whatevers you've watched. So just kind of at the end of every month, we kind of do a wrap on my previous month of film watching. March was a bit of a slow month. I did 37 films.
Oh, slack.
Yeah, that's down from 39 in Feb, so we just missed that.
And how many in Jan? 50
was 59, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I had a lot of free time in January. So, yes.
Some people have too much time in their fucking hands.
So March was 37. That brings us to a total of 135 movies so far in 2020. This doesn't include all the television that I'll watch as well, which is a lot.
Look back over your life and think of how many hours you've wasted sitting in front of TV.
I know. It's great, isn't it?
Awesome.
Yeah, I love it. So, yeah, we've done 135 films between January and March. That's down. Well, last year, 2020, we did 565, so we're going to try and beat it this year. Actors, it gives my breakdown of my top watched actors. Now, this isn't done per month. This is accumulatively throughout the year. Jean-Claude holds top spot. It's sitting at 7 films. God. I watched an extra one this month, which was that terrible. I can't remember the name of it now. Kicking, and I can't remember what it's called. It was that bad. I've hidden it. I can picture the cover. No retreat, no surrender. Terrible. So that was it, and I haven't watched one since then. But yeah, so he's on 7. Lance Reddick. We were speaking about this guy last week. He's a guy that just randomly pops up in a bunch of stuff. He was at 4 last month. He's crawling back at 5 now. We watched an extra film that Lance Reddick popped up in this month, which was Godzilla vs. Kong. So he's staring down Jean-Claude. Directors.
What else has he been in so we can chase him?
Yeah, no.
Get Jean-Claude off top.
I'm telling you, I'm number one Jean-Claude Van fan. Directors now Common. No, he's not the director. He's the actor. Why have I've written this out of order. Okay, so under Lance Reddick, we've got a bunch of other actors who are on 4 films, like heaps. Common was like our second one last month. Common. Again, he just keeps popping up in stuff. Got a bunch of random people coming up with number like 4. Joshua Jackson, we've watched The Three Mighty Ducks and something else he was in. Bruce Timm, Andrea Romano. He's great. I love Joshua Jackson.
Josh Jackson.
We watched all of Dawson's Creek once upon a time. Love that show.
A few years ago.
So director-wise, Chad Stahelski, who directed the 3 John Wicks, he stays number 1. He stays at the top. We didn't watch an extra film of him. But Sam Liu joins him. He directed 3 of those Batman films, the DC animated films. Okay. So he's like automatically jumped up there.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's a bit of my Wrapped. We'll see how we go in April.
I'm tipping you're going to watch more in April.
Probably, yeah.
And I'm tipping Jean-Claude will still be on top.
Probably. Maybe I'll just have to keep watching them. I've got a bunch more out there. I've got
Jean-Claude ones?
Yeah, I've got I have at least 4 that I still have to watch.
Oh, really?
At least 4. Yeah.
He was just superannuation, wasn't he?
Are these early movies?
Yeah, just
but he is doing a lot of stuff now.
Yeah.
I'm not bothering to watch any of his new stuff because it looks terrible.
It's just all the old
It looks
shit.
worse. I'm watching all the old stuff, which is just so bad that it's fun and funny. I just laugh. I'm like, great way to start the morning. Let's talk about, very briefly, the audio podcasts have moved. Sorry, not the audio podcasts. The audio podcasts are remaining on the normal platforms, but the video version is moving has moved to a second channel, which is just Dave Lee Down Under Podcast. So if you are someone who does watch the video podcasts, even if you're just a listener, I would love as much support as I can over on the new channel, because obviously I'm now sacrificing monetization on those.
Yeah.
I essentially have to start all over again. When I started YouTube, I was able to monetize straight away, but a few years ago, they implemented these new rules where you have to have 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 hours of watch time to apply for monetization. So it's going to take a while. So I'm sacrificing any monetization I was making on the podcast, which wasn't a huge amount. A few bucks. 20 bucks a month, probably, yeah. Which is not a lot. So I figured it's a decent sacrifice to make. Essentially, because the videos are so long, and they also don't tend to get as many hits, views as my other content, my big content. There's been this big conversation at the moment with a lot of creators are starting second channels or sort of reevaluating the kind of content that they do because this lower performing content can affect the algorithm and how the algorithm sends your videos out to people.
Yeah.
So I had a big failure with my last Cartoon Evolution or my last Evolution, the Superman video, which sort of bombed at first. It's picking up a little bit, which is good. It's still moving.
It'll be a slow
burn. I think it'll get good views after all. But that was kind of like the kick in my pants where I was like, I have to do something about this podcast because essentially if you've got this I looked into it. It's a 2-hour podcast. It's getting a couple of thousand clicks, which is decent. But if you look at like the viewer retention rate, it's like 6% and like people are only watching a few minutes of it.
Yeah.
And what the YouTube system does is it looks at that kind of stuff. It goes, this person's clicked into a video and only watched 6% of it or something. Let's not recommend other videos that are of the same length or let's just not recommend any videos to them at all. And essentially what the algorithm will do is like they will go, because these are low performing videos, it means people aren't clicking on them. If people aren't clicking on those videos, the algorithm is less likely to then recommend you any of my other videos.
Yep, that's right.
Including my hit content, my bigger content.
We've had a lot of comments from people about...
a lot of content.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I've had lots of comments like, "Oh, you're back. It's great to see you doing videos again." I'm like, "Hang on, wait. I've been what?
Haven't stopped.
Haven't stopped. I've been doing. I do like a video every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that's right.
I get ones like, "Oh, it's great. You brought Cartoon Evolution back." I'm like, "Been doing one every month, except for January's, for 2.5 years."
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that is, and again, I put out this poll. I think
I wasn't getting notifications either.
Well, that's what I mean. We did like a poll last week. Kind of, I just wanted to suss out why the Superman video didn't hit as well as it probably should have. And I got hundreds of comments of people who were like, I didn't get notified of it. I've got the bell icon on. I didn't get notified. There's all these things going on in the YouTube system. But yeah, lots of people didn't get notified of that video. And I kind of have put it down to the fact that I'm dumping 4 really long underperforming videos on the channel every single month. And I think that doesn't help. And it's funny because last week I moved it onto the new channel. Views are up.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Even the cartoon news and stuff are all up. So I think it was definitely weighing on it in some respect. So I'm trying to get that algorithm rolling again. Anyway, I think that it's probably beneficial for the podcast as well, because now I've found that the podcasts have moved to their own platform. There's a higher retention rate on that video now because people are
going there to watch
specifically for that. Yeah. So whereas before I might have dumped it and people would just click on it, oh, let's see, what's this? I don't want to watch this, click out. Whereas now you're specifically subscribed to the podcast channel, you know what you're getting, you're going to click on that video. People who are clicking on it aren't just people who are just curious, they're people who have subscribed to watch the podcast, and the retention rate is way up. So I feel like it's not only going to be beneficial for the channel, it will be beneficial to the actual podcast in the long run as well.
Yeah, exactly right.
So it's something that we're just playing with.
So if you're watching it, and not subscribed, please subscribe.
I need 1,000
because we need to get 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
and was it 4,000?
4,000 watched hours. Yeah,
4,000. Oh, excuse me, 4,000 watch hours.
Yeah.
So, even if you're not going to watch the whole thing, just let it run in the background. Just leave it. Leave your phone on the arm of the chair and just let it run right through.
I think I'm actually not allowed to tell people to do that. That's against YouTube's regulations, so don't do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
It's not allowed. You're not allowed to do that.
Not allowed to do it. So don't do it. But yeah,
I don't do it.
No, I don't.
Never.
Do it. No. Yeah,
on any of my 3 channels.
No, but yeah, seriously, head over there. 1,000 subscribers is all we need. Can't be that hard to get there because there's a couple of thousand people clicking on to the videos every week.
Even if you're a subscriber of the main channel, main channel, subscribe to the other one.
Well, that's what I mean. Go on both.
Just
you get the best of both. Of course, I will be posting these on the new channel as I'll be because you can cross-link and stuff and whatever. I just won't be specifically uploading it to the new channel. You won't get notifications. So if you want the notification, if you just head over to that.
And that's the other thing with notifications too. They've changed the.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get
the way they do that.
Again, it's going on too long. But they've changed the YouTube algorithm and the way that YouTube does shit changes constantly, and it's like a fight between creators and the algorithm and YouTube and just trying to get your head around the new way they're doing things.
Because when you put the bell icon on there, you've got to go in and press all or whatever.
You have to. It gives you an option now. You either want all notifications or personalized. And I think a lot of people said that once they swapped over, because before it was just you hit the bell icon and you get all notifications. But now you have the option, and a lot of people, I think, who pressed it before this new system, their notifications automatically are now set to personalised. So that can also be why a lot of people aren't notified of stuff. Anyway, long, rambling, winded, going on, but yeah, please head over to the main podcast channel. I don't even have a URL yet. I have to have 100 subscribers and have been on YouTube for 30 days. Yeah. So I can get a URL at the end of the month because we're a couple of hundred subscribers now. So it'll probably be youtube.com/DaveLeePod. But for now, it's just a random number. It's down in the description below. So please head there, give us a subscribe, give us a watch, and try and get this monetization back up and try and get this podcast rolling. But the funny thing is, last week's one I uploaded on the new channel. This week's one I've had to upload back on the main channel because we've got a sponsor to do.
That's right. And the sponsor was supposed to be last month.
Yeah, this was something supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen last month. Something happened. There was a delivery issue with the warehouse or whatever. And we've got it now. So we're going to do the sponsor here. Now on the main channel, we can get as big a reach as possible.
Yep.
Now you are this is not scripted. This is
No,
not
this
a word
is not
of lie.
scripted at
You
all.
are we both are big fans of JBL
and
their speakers.
I've always been.
And
I bought a pair of JBL speakers probably, you weren't even born.
yeah.
So I'm talking probably 32 years ago, maybe 33 years ago. And I've still got them and they still work perfectly well. They are fantastic.
Yeah. Well, you recently bought. Oh, what's this? Hang on, wait.
No,
this
the red
one here.
one's the first.
This one's the JBL Extreme 1.
Yep. The
Which
extreme one.
you work to death, basically. That won't work unless you plug it in.
I've got to have
now.
it plugged in. I've used it so much that I've killed the battery.
Yeah,
battery
actually,
in it,
someone
I
else.
think.
I can't remember who I spoke to, but someone else exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
they have to
loved
have
it.
it plugged in.
Absolutely. And that was the other red one there.
Yeah, hang on. Just go with these ones
yeah,
first.
okay, cool,
So
cool.
that's the Extreme,
That's the Extreme
2.
2. Now, I bought the Extreme 2 thinking that it would link up with...
Yeah, the Extreme 1.
But they actually don't.
Yeah,
they're a different system.
So then,
So because of that, I had to go and buy
these ones.
a couple more to...
I can't remember what these ones were called.
They're called Charge.
The Charge, JBL
It's got
Charge.
it written on them.
And then
Charge
we got
4.
Oh yeah.
So that's the Charge 4 and that's the Extreme 2.
and then we got this random one here, which is the
That's a Flip.
Flip.
That was called
JBL
Flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if you're listening, you can't see this, but we're holding like a
That's
whole
right.
bunch of
So the
speakers in our
two
hands.
the two red ones are the same system.
Yeah.
So you can link those
Yeah, yeah.
and have them in different parts of the house.
Yeah.
But then I bought, was it that one I bought?
I don't know.
I think I bought the Extreme
Yeah,
and then found that it wouldn't link up with that, so I went out and bought 2 of them.
you bought 2 of them. Anyway, so
To
we've
go
got a
with
lot of JBL speakers.
Yeah, exactly.
And
right.
again, if you're not watching, trust us, we're holding up like a shitload of speakers right here.
Yeah, exactly.
So JBL reached out to me. They didn't know that I'm a big fan or that we buy the JBL speakers or anything. The Australian JBL team or the PR firm that was dealing with JBL said,
Hang on, before you go any further, it's not just the speakers I bought and those.
yeah.
We've got a whole surround set up
Oh, yeah, yeah.
that I'll probably replace this stuff with eventually.
Yeah.
So I've got bookshelf speakers and
Yep.
centre speaker and subwoofer and God knows what.
Yeah, true.
So I've got a shit
So
load of it.
anyway, you've got lots of JBL speakers. Not to work us up too much, but anyway, JBL reached out and they said, "Do you want to do a promo? So we can send you a couple of new products and just do whatever the hell you want to do with it, basically."
Yeah.
And I said, full honesty, if I was to do a video review and dump it on my YouTube channel, no one would watch it.
Yep.
Because it's not what people are signed up for. They won't automatically. It's just, again, the way that the YouTube system
Yeah, that's
works. People are fickle with what they want to view.
Well, you subscribe to something for a reason.
Exactly right. So I said to them, full honesty, if I were to do a review, no one would click on it. What we can do is an integration on the podcast. We'll review it on the podcast. We'll send it out to everyone, and we'll get you to sponsor us for a month.
Yeah.
And they said, beautiful.
Yep.
So at the beginning of every podcast for the next month, we're going to have a JBL sponsorship like you saw at the beginning of this one.
Stupid that was.
Well, yeah, no, I'm happy to do it. Look,
No, it was
they
good
have
fun.
sent us the new JBL Extreme 3, which is the next one up, obviously. We
Yep.
had the 1 and the 2. So if you're listening out there, this is a gorgeous, like, big, it's like almost like a football-shaped speaker. I've heard many people describe it, like American football, almost. It's like a big oval. A beautiful thing. It's got the big JBL logo on the front there. We'll take it out of the box, and you can hear. Got it in the
Go on,
box.
I'll pull it out.
You can pull it out of the box. They've also sent us this pair of JBL Club Pro Plus true wireless in-ear headphones, which are really terrific. Okay, so let's take a look. Firstly, we'll take a look at these.
Very smart.
How good is that? It's gorgeous. It's really silky smooth. I love the
Awesome.
big.
I
I
love it.
love the
That's
big
lovely.
JBL
Yeah, look at that.
logo on the front. If you can see that, how good is that?
And it's shadow.
Really
It's got
nice.
shadow printed, so it's got
Yeah.
the edges are like a red, orangey red sort of.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, awesome. So hang on, we'll go one thing at a time. I don't think you need to pull anything out of that. I think you've just got some cables and shit with it.
Oh yeah, strap and
Yeah, your little strap you can put on there. But this is really nice looking. Now, apparently it's pretty much, it's a completely different unit. Apparently it's pretty much exactly the same, but I think there's a few things that are a bit more refined. Let's have a look. Let's put it on. We're going to have so basically you can turn it on. You'll hear it. Maybe.
Almost the same sound as the other ones.
It's the exact same
That's
sound,
good.
I think. Ooh, bling, bling. That means it's on. And so you can connect
connected
it
to Bluetooth.
You can, yeah.
It's connected to Bluetooth.
So I'm going to press the Bluetooth button. That's
have
going to
to, it
search.
should already.
I don't know if it's paired yet. Let me just double check. Bluetooth. No, it's not yet because it'll go blue. Bluetooth. JBL Extreme 3 connected. Right. So if you hold that for me, I'm going to play something on it, and we can have a listen to it. Right, ready? Go back to the beginning. Be careful not to hold it because you're going to kill the earbuds of people listening. But that's quite good. Pull it away from the microphone just a little bit. Sorry if we're killing people's earbuds. How good's that? That is really... Hold it right back because this keeps going up. How loud is that?
That's pretty awesome.
That is
an arm length away from the microphone.
That is louder than the other ones.
It's more bassy too.
Yeah, put it on here. You'll hear the bass. There's a lot of bass in that.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a
nice and clean
really good,
too.
Clear, crisp sound. Really awesome. I'll turn that down.
That's why I'm a fan of JBL.
I know. How good does that sound?
Yeah.
Their speakers are just first class. It's got 15 hours of playtime on it, so you can have it going for 15 hours now.
I think the Extreme 2 was about 9 hours.
Something like that, yeah, I think so.
So that's great.
It's waterproof, up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. And it's dustproof as well, so you can take it anywhere. You can take it.
I think the second one was.
Yeah,
as
I think
well.
it's exactly
But
the
I don't
same.
think you could drop it in the water. It was splash proof.
Not sure, yeah.
I can't remember.
But this is definitely waterproof. You can take it down at least 1 meter for 30 minutes. So if you're in the pool, it doesn't float. It's obviously too heavy for that.
Exactly.
But yeah, it'll drop to the bottom of your pool and play music while you're underwater. It's got 4 drivers in it and 2 JBL bass radiators.
Quite a bit lighter than the Extreme 2.
Yeah, I found that too.
Yeah, nice.
And it goes up to 90 decibels. That's why it's so loud.
Nice.
And it is described as having more bass, clearer sound than the X2, and it's 425 grams lighter. There you go.
There you go.
So, yeah, that's
Very nice.
really good.
Really
I'm a big fan of that.
I love this logo.
I love the logo on the front. Again, if you're not listening, either check out the video that we've put up or check them out online, the JBL website. These have just come out. I should have said at the top, this is part of their 75th anniversary range of items right here. So I'm very impressed with that.
I feel like I've had speakers of theirs for 75 years.
Yeah. But yeah, that's great. It's like they're portable speakers, so obviously you can use them anywhere. What we tend to do, put them outside if we've got people over.
Yeah.
We'll have one outside, we'll have a couple inside, so you move through the house, you got music on.
I'll occasionally take one of mine with me if I'm on a job.
Yeah.
Just have it running.
Dustproof, and you just wipe it off. Doesn't get too dusty. Really good. I love it.
Awesome.
And it's got that on the bottom too, which is like a little
grip.
Really cool. There we go.
Yeah.
Really love that. Now, if you get that second camera...
That's a nice black one.
Yeah, and I think you get blue as well, which would be really nice. There's like a blue, like a navy blue.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
really nice. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I love it. Now, we're going to have a look at the Club Pro Plus. Without a word of a lie, I have wanted in-ear headphones for so long.
Yep.
And I'm such a tight ass I haven't bought any. But also, I am so scared that I'll lose them and spend so much money.
That's my issue. I bought some, but had to buy one with a cord on it so that at least if one fell out of my ear, I'd still have hold.
Well, my uncle, his dog ate 2 pairs of his, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so I'm thinking,
my brother.
not that we have a dog. No, your brother-in-law.
Oh, my brother-in-law. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, you roll on that camera because we're so professional that we'll film a little close-up of this. Have you got that on there? So for those watching out there, let me have a quick look. So professional, yeah. Just click on it there. You are out of focus, yeah. I don't know what's going on. Make sure to press it. It will focus that close. Should be. Anyway, we're so professional. We're filming on the fly here. These are the Club Pro Plus true wireless in-ear headphones that you can use right here. They're terrific. I'm going to take them out. They come in this really great little case. This is the charging station, like the little charging case. So the headphones themselves hold 8 hours of charge. 10 minutes of charging gets you an hour.
Wow,
So if you can
pretty
see
cool.
them there in my hand, really nice.
God, you wouldn't think I'm a photographer, would you?
No. Can you even see them?
Yep.
Right, so there they are in my hands. Like I said, you get 8 hours charge, 10 minutes gets you an hour. The case can also be charged, and that holds 24 hours of charge.
Oh,
so you can
awesome.
carry that around with you as like a spare battery. If you run out of like battery in your headphones over, when you're at work or whatever, you can just pop them in for an hour and pop them in for 10 minutes. So you've got
How
another
cool is
hour.
that?
Really cool. They have 3 microphones in them as well, so you can speak to any of your assistants. It's specifically advertised to be compatible with Alexa and Google.
Do you have assistants?
Yeah, I've got many assistants. Yeah,
Sure
digital
wish.
ones. You can talk. You can talk to Alexa and Google. That's how it's advertised. But you can also use it with Siri, because I've got an iPhone and it works with Siri. So there must be something with our Apple that maybe they're not allowed to advertise it that way. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But you can use them with Siri. They've got 3 size ear tips. Oh, if you open them up, grab them off me. If we open up the case right here, it comes with. You get a little cable. Oh, and you've got various. There we go. Oh, they've all fallen out. But you've got just an example. You've got medium and small ear tips. So depending on the size of your ear, I must have the medium one in there. You can change it around.
Yeah.
I found the medium, or I think I've got the medium one there. Works pretty well with my ears. And then you get booklets and all that junk in there as well. They're noise cancelling. You're really focusing on getting that shot there.
Oh, I'm just cancelling your noise out, Dave.
Yeah. They've got noise
I don't know if that's
cancelling.
in focus or not.
Well, hopefully.
Focusing properly.
They've got noise cancelling and terrific noise cancelling. I was out on a run yesterday or a walk or whatever I was doing. I'll just put these aside for now. What is that? You were playing back. Stop it. It's fine. Just leave it. Anyway, so yeah, noise cancelling is fantastic on them. I was out on a walk. I couldn't hear anything else. I did a little filming. I could just hear my own voice in my head. And the
I
music.
think you hear your own voice in your head all the time.
Yeah, I
anyway.
think so too. But yeah, the noise cancelling is really great. They've also got a thing on them which is called Smart Ambient. So if you're on a busy road or somewhere where you need to be a bit more alert, like cars around or whatever, you can put Smart Ambient on, and you can hear both the music and you can hear what else is going on out there, which is really great too. So that works really well. Because I was thinking, this is a bit dangerous. The noise cancellation on it's so good that you wouldn't want to be using them on a busy road.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have this Smart Ambient thing which works really well.
Mine don't. Mine
Yours
don't have all that.
No, they don't.
Where are mine, JB?
JBL.
L?
They're not yours. Aren't JBL ones? No.
JBL, yeah, no.
Now,
no, mine aren't. My ones aren't.
we had a little trouble
I need them
connecting.
to send me a pair.
Yeah, JBL. If you send us a second pair, you'd love them.
Oh, my earth! I spent thousands of dollars on your gear.
Yeah.
So send me a set.
These are terrific. We had a little trouble connecting them at first. Trying fiddly and stuff. As it turns out, once you open these and you take the headphones out, it automatically connects it to your device, which is so bloody good. The only issue I had with them is that they don't have volume controls on the headset.
Right.
So you got to pull your phone out, and
Yeah.
it's not a huge issue, but it's the only thing that would be nice to have a volume control on it.
Well, that's the one advantage with mine because it's got the
You've got the little
the
thing.
thing. I've got a little
Yeah.
toggle on it.
You can stop it like that. You just press it and it stops and starts.
Can you
but
answer? Can you
can't
answer the phone?
You can answer the phone by
Mine,
pressing
I can't
it.
answer the phone
Well,
on
there you
mine.
go.
I've got to answer through the phone.
because it goes through Siri and all that, or Google,
Right.
or whatever her name is, Alexa.
And
all
mine
that.
aren't smart to do.
Yeah.
Google and Alexa and
Now, the one thing that also I was worried about if I bought a pair of these was then they would drop out of my ears and I'd lose them.
yeah.
So I went out yesterday and I did a little test. I did a couple of tests to see if they would stay in my ears, basically,
Yep.
while I was out exercising. You want to have a look?
You exercising? Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. All right, it's an absolute miracle. JBL has managed to get me up off my ass and go for my annual walk. No, I'm joking. I do like to get out and do a bit of exercise every now and then when I get the time. I got to be really careful through here because there's snakes. I'm not joking. This isn't just an Australian joke. There are snakes. There are snakes through here. These stay in there pretty firmly. Like if I do this, the It's the bit where I'm like rattling my head around. Complete fool. They don't go anywhere. They're staying in there. So we'll do it again. We'll do it again. Another example. They stay pretty tight in there. I can't really feel them even jiggling or anything. So the next major test is going to be running with these in, just kind of see how they go. So we're going to do that right now. Jeez, I picked a bad day for this. It is 32 degrees Celsius. I don't even know what that is in Fahrenheit for my American listeners, viewers out there. Let's give it a go. Let's see how we go. All right, we're running. Oh gosh, can you tell that I don't do this very often?
It's about 95, 96 by the way.
That's like we're staying in really well. We're not moving. Let's give it one of these. Banging the head around. If anyone's looking at me, I look like a complete fool. That's good. That's good. All right. So they've stayed in there really well. So I'm really impressed. Again, this isn't. I'm not going to lie and say this is some kind of high performance exercise. But for what I will be using them for, like they work perfectly.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome.
They bloody stay
I
in
need
there.
a pair of them.
You need a pair of them.
I need
JBL
a pair.
if you're listening,
Yeah.
which they will be.
If not, I'll have to go buy a pair.
Well, they are a little bit more expensive than the competitors, but I think that they're much better.
Yeah.
They're not much more expensive, just like a touch more. But because of the functionality that you get with them, because you can use them with different, you can use them on Android, you can use them on the Apple, you can use whatever. I think they're definitely worth that extra money, and the sound on them is so good too.
Yeah.
So,
I paid a couple $100 for mine, and I'm not totally satisfied with the sound out of them.
These are vastly more expensive than the
Yeah.
ones you bought, but I would say, and like I said, they don't fall out, so you're not really in risk of them falling out too much.
Well, they sort of equivalent of what, like...
Yeah, we won't mention competitors' names, but that's what I'm saying is like they're a little bit more expensive than the competitor.
Right, okay.
But I think that they do a little bit more, and they like the sound on them is first. They use Harman sound.
Well, I think
the Harman speakers.
JBL owned by Harman
I don't know, but
Kardon,
they
or JBL own Harman Kardon.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't know whether they do or whether it's just a partnership.
Yeah, they do.
But they use the Harman speakers anyway. So there you go. Really good. Again, it's a little bit fiddly to try to get them in place, but once you've got them in that place for that optimal sound,
well, even mine are the same.
Yeah. Any headphones like that.
It takes a little while to sort of get used to how to put them in and fit them in properly. So
So anyway,
nice.
there you go. It was
That's
a bit
good.
of something fun to do. Really like them. Like, not a word of a lie. We're pretty honest here. You know that. I will support JBL forevermore.
I have been for 35 years.
Yeah. And they want to send in more stuff.
In fact, it would be 35 years.
Well, there you go. And if they want to send in more stuff, go ahead.
Yep.
We'll keep repping you guys. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. But yeah, go out and get these. These have just been released in Australia now. So thank you to the wonderful team over at JBL. They also sent a lovely letter. Hi, Dave Lee. We hope you enjoy your JBL goodies and can't wait to see what content you create. So hopefully they've enjoyed the content that we created.
It's what it is.
It is what it is. Thank you guys for sending that out.
Is the Extreme available now?
Yeah, they are. I've double-checked the Australian website because when they first sent them, they were like, these haven't been released here yet.
Right.
But they're available now.
Cool.
So you can go and get them. Again, the 75th anniversary JBL.
Yeah,
just
nice.
come out. Fantastic.
Nice.
Really good stuff. Go and check them out. All right, let's get into a little bit of news this week. First one, I just want to quickly spotlight this. The ACMI, well, I incorrectly have called them the ACMI for my entire life, but it's actually the ACMI.
ACMI, yeah.
ACMI, Australian Centre for the Moving Image at Fed Square in Melbourne. This is like my favourite place in the world because they do these fantastic exhibitions. I've been to so many of them over the years.
Yeah.
They haven't done one for a long time.
They just do a lot of free ones, didn't they?
Yeah, they do. I think they still do quite a few free ones. They have a permanent exhibit there on Australian cinema, which is always which is a free thing, as far as I'm aware. They've just done.
I'm pretty sure
it's always been free. I think it still is. They've just renovated the whole place, and apparently it looks fantastic. Haven't been there yet, but this will give me a great excuse because they're doing a Disney exhibit. Ooh. So excited! It's called Disney: The Magic of Animation. They
did one a few years ago, didn't they?
They did one in 2010, so 11 years ago. Yeah, it was called Dreams Come True, The Art of Disney's Classic Fairy Tales, and it was like a bunch of just I think each section was based on a different fairy tale.
Mike and Sully, remember Mike and Sully?
No, that was the Pixar exhibit
That
they
was the
did.
Pixar
They've
one.
done they did the Pixar one, which was earlier than that.
Okay.
They did the Disney one. They did a DreamWorks one that I went to.
Yeah.
Tim Burton exhibit was there. Alice in Wonderland thing. They just really terrific exhibits over the years. Like I said, my favourite play. I have seen, the things I've seen at the exhibits at the ACMI, original cells from Snow White, Beauty and the Beast. We've seen the original maquettes, the clay sculptures that they've made for Toy Story. I've seen Marilyn Monroe's white dress, the ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz. Just the amazing stuff that they've had at this place is just incredible over the years. Like my favourite place in the world.
A woman I used to work with was a curator there.
Yeah, that's right.
For a long time.
Yeah, so they're doing a new Disney.
She still is,
They're doing a new Disney exhibit. They're saying it's shown in Australia for the very first time. The exhibit contains original sketches and rare artworks from 1928 to the present day, including a world-class exhibit of world first exhibit of artworks from Raya and the Last Dragon. It's got 500 artworks there, including original paintings, sketches, concept art that have been specially selected by the Walt Disney Animation Research Library in LA. They're rarely seen works that reveal the development of beloved stories and animation techniques. So there's going to be stuff there from Steamboat Willie, the very first Mickey Mouse, Fantasia, Sleeping Beauty, Little Mermaid, Lion King, Moana, Frozen, Frozen 2, and Raya and the Last Dragon. Obviously, there's probably going to be quite a bit more as well, I would imagine. The last one was they had just released Tangled. So there was quite a big Tangled section there. So it looks like it's pretty much going to be very, very similar, I think. But then there's going to be a lot more stuff from the last 11 years, which is going to be great as well. I'm so excited for this. The first one really coincided with the time that I became obsessed with animation history and Disney and my love. It was this weird twist of fate that it just happened to coincide at that same time, and this exhibit just fueled my love for animation and for Disney enormously. So that's a very big memory for me, one of the seminal moments in what I'm doing now, really, helping to inspire me doing what I am now. I went to the exhibit 3 times, did a couple of talks there. Glenn Keane came out. I got an autograph from here. The whole thing was just amazing and really reinforced my love of what I'm doing now.
Did I do the Glenn Keane one with you?
No, I was by myself.
There was another one.
I think you did the Pixar one.
Could have been.
Which again was years earlier.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. So I'm really excited to do it again. And I will hopefully cover it. I'm trying to work my magic.
Oh, it'll happen.
And get some coverage, yeah.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
Because that Marvel one was fantastic.
Yeah, I did the Marvel one. I did some early coverage for the Marvel.
That was great fun.
That was just outside the AC. That was just outside Fed Square.
This
one
sort of
was the car. It was the car park.
Thing.
They built it on the car park. Yeah. Outdoor. This one's actually going to be in the ACMI itself.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. So yeah, I'm trying to work my magic and get some coverage.
Some early access to it.
Yeah, hopefully. That'd be really, really lovely. So yeah, I'm so excited for that. But if you're in Melbourne, if you're in Australia, you can check this one out because this is going to be so good. I can't wait.
Melbourne, the cultural capital of Australia.
Yeah, there you go. Talking about Disney and Pixar and all that kind of stuff, we spoke last week about how Disney have finally decided what they're doing with their films.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, we spoke about this last week.
Remember?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
They finally did it.
They finally decided what's going on with their slate of films for the rest of the year. Luca is going to Disney Plus with no cinema option, and it's going on there for free, just given away.
Yeah.
Whereas Cruella and Black Widow are taking the same split release strategy that Raya and the Last Dragon had, which is they go to cinemas as well as Premier Access, so you get that $30 upcharge. We had a bit of a discussion about it last week. I've expressed my opinions about how I feel like it's devaluing animation. They've gone, let's just give them the animated one for free.
Yep.
They did it with Soul as well. But then the other thing about that is that both of the films they've done this with are Pixar films. So on the other hand, you feel like, are you devaluing Pixar? in one way, right? The things come out this week. Now, my good friend James, Mr. Sunday
Mr.
Movies,
Sunday
sent
Movies.
this over.
Good friend of the podcast.
Good friend of the
of the
podcast.
channel.
Yes.
And just a good friend in general.
Yes. Lovely guy.
Yes.
Wonderful person and wonderful content creator.
Very good.
If you don't know this up-and-coming YouTuber, Mr. Sunday Movies, go and check him out, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrific guy. He what do you call it? He tweeted me this.
Oh,
He commented on the post and was like, Dave Lee, check this out. I think a couple of other people sent it to me as well. But but James is bang on there.
Yep.
The tweet was from a guy called Matthew Bellani, who's the former editorial director at The Hollywood Reporter. His tweet said, just talked to a Pixar friend who says Luca and Soul moves to Disney Plus have been demoralizing for employees. And he's quoted, forget theaters, we're not even good enough for an upcharge. So, like we said last week, we thought, maybe it's just something that Pixar's gone, you can give our movies for free, like goodwill gestures. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like they've really just gone, let's just throw the Pixar films to the wolves.
Yeah.
I think
doesn't it?
I think it's pretty
It's a bit disrespectful to those that create these things.
Yeah.
They put their love and their heart and their soul into it.
Well, these movies are supposed to go to cinemas, and this Luca looks gorgeous. Stunning. Colours.
Looks great.
I'd love to
Looks
see
great.
it. I still have no word on whether it's coming out in theatres in Australia, though. I haven't received a release. I reckon I'll probably receive a release schedule this week, actually. They tend to do it at the beginning of the month.
Right.
So we'll probably know this week whether we get it theatrically here, but I don't know. I can't say. So I don't know. It's weird. So obviously the employees there, the creators, the artists who have made the films, are very, very demoralized by it. You spend 5 years making an animated film, and then we're giving it away for free.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of comments, even on Twitter, which is like, yeah, great. Awesome, it's free. It's going to be free.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay money for it. I saw one comment which was like, I like it when it goes to free because then I can see it right away and I don't have to wait. I would what was it? I'm getting this wrong. But he was complaining that, with Disney Plus Premier Access, it means I have to pay for it now or wait 3 months to see it for free, or wait 3 months to see it at home. I said, how's that any different to a theatre? You have to pay and see it in a theatre, or wait 3 months to see it on streaming or buy the DVD or something. It's no different. It's the same thing.
Exactly right.
But anyway, so many people now, this is again, we've charted this, the way people have reacted to this whole moving to streaming thing over this last year, where at first everyone's like, I don't want it on streaming. I want to just pay and go and see it in a theatre. I don't care if I have to pay. Just give it to me. I'll pay whatever. And now we've got to this point 12 months later where now everyone's like, no, give it to me for free. I just want to watch it at home. I'm not going to the theatre to watch it, or I don't want to pay to watch it, whatever. But anyway, this sucks. I think this sucks. I don't know if it's a slight. I don't feel like it's a slight. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what they'd be thinking, why they'd be doing it.
It's just weird that it's the two Pixar films and it's two animated films.
Yeah, I
don't know.
Is it Disney that are making that decision?
Well, it'll have to be. Because Marvel, apparently, like Kevin Feige was fighting against Black Widow and Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And now it's going to Disney Plus. So I would imagine that Team Marvel are probably pretty annoyed as well that their movie's going to... But at least they have the theatrical option. So Luca has no theatrical option. These other movies, you can pay it. So I don't know. I feel like...
And I'm pretty sure the theatres will pay, because they obviously have to pay for the rights to show the films. But I'm sure they do that.
Well, apparently Disney we spoke about this last week with Raya. They reckon a big reason Raya underperformed is a lot of theatres refused to screen it because the deal that Disney were trying to make with the theatres was just not
ridiculous.
Worth their time. Yeah. So like the back ends or whatever it was, Disney was on a much upper, worse.
Well, they're probably still charging pre-COVID rates and
maybe,
shit.
I don't know, even higher, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure. But yeah, I just think it's weird that it's the Pixar films. I mean, Pixar is the company that saved Disney.
Yeah, exactly right.
The main reason Bob Iger acquired Pixar was because the Pixar movies at that period, back in mid-2000s, vastly doing much better than the Disney animated films at the time. So it kind of feels like a bit of a slap.
Yeah.
Backhanded slap. It's like, Pixar helped us, and now we're just kind of, I don't know what the whole reasoning behind it is, but it just feels strange.
It's hard to fathom why they do it.
Yeah, but obviously the people at Pixar are, again, in Matthew Bellani's words, demoralized by it. More streaming news. Netflix have made a landmark deal, or are closing in on making a landmark deal. Deadline reported that that Netflix is said to be closing in on a $400 million deal, possibly up to $450 million deal to acquire the Knives Out franchise from Rian Jonson and producing partner Ram Bergman, as Netflix aims to expand into franchises.
Ooh.
Now, I believe when Jonson made the first Knives Out, that one was sold to Lionsgate, but the stipulation was that this is a picture-by-picture deal. We own the franchise, we own the movies, and we'll sell them out per installment.
Yeah.
And now Amazon, apparently there was a massive bidding war, secret bidding war between Amazon, Apple, and Netflix. They were all vying to buy this Knives Out franchise because the first movie was such a big hit. But Netflix is apparently closing in on the deal. Could be at up to $450 million. Rian Jonson, Bergman will both return. Johnson's written both films, apparently. He's got the scripts. And Daniel Craig will return as Benoit Blanc.
Daniel Craig.
He was great in that one, though.
I'm not a fan of Daniel Craig.
He was terrific in Knives Out, though. He was really good.
Did I watch it?
Yes, of course you did. It was that whodunit film. It was like set in the castle and like the really rich family.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He
And
was
Hunt
great.
down. Is that the one where they were hunting down the guest or whatever it was? No, that was something
down
else.
the guest.
You know, the woman that was getting married to the son or something?
Oh, I can't remember. Maybe. No, I don't know. I can't remember the story. I just remember that it was, But it was a great film.
Let me have a look.
Deadline says the original was, I said this before, it was acquired in a single picture deal. The first film cost $40 million and turned in a global gross north of $300 million. So this is obviously Netflix has gone, you know what? We've been talking about this recently when Netflix just want to expand into franchising.
Yeah.
They've gone, we want this one because this is going to be a big hit. The casting is beginning imminently, and the sequel, the second film starts filming in Greece on June 28th. So they got cameras rolling straight away. Brandon Katz, who goes by the name Great Catsby on Twitter. He's a senior entertainment reporter for The Observer and the co-host of Post Credit Pod. He says that at over $200 million each, this makes this the biggest single value film acquisition in Hollywood history.
Wow.
Not just streaming.
Wow.
Ever. This is the most lucrative single picture acquisition of a studio ever. Compare this to Coming to America. That was acquired for $128 million by Amazon.
Wow.
So we've gone from 128 to 250 odd million a picture. Crazy. Or 225 million a picture, up from 128. And the previous record was Disney's acquisition of Hamilton for 75 million. And this has all happened in the space of 12 months.
Wow. My God.
And this is not just relative to streaming. These are figures for acquisitions by a Hollywood studio of a single film. And look what the streaming age has done. How competitive these companies are becoming now, streaming.
Unbelievable.
That they're paying over $200 million to buy a single film. That's been the big question, and a lot of people are saying yes.
Yeah, I would think they're overpaying on a lot of this stuff.
They're banking on franchise. They just want a franchise. Netflix are very well known. Netflix are the most lucrative. Is that even the word I want to say? Lucrative, not lucrative. Most prestigious Is that the word?
I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say.
They're like a prodigy. Prestigious. Prestigious?
Yeah,
I don't know the
prestigious.
word. That's the word I'm going for, but I don't know if it's prestigious
Prestige.
or prestigious. No, not prestige.
No.
You know, when you're like a prodigy. They're a prodigy of streaming services. Prestigious.
I don't know.
Fucking hell. That's done me one.
You're the English
Prestigious.
major.
I know. It is. No, I don't know. But they are like, as in terms of the amount of output they put out, were far and away above anything else.
Yeah.
They're doing like 100 plus exclusive films a year, all the TV shows. Netflix is well known for throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks and putting themselves in the red for it.
Yeah.
Netflix have been, there's been rumors that Netflix are allegedly in debt, and they have been for many years because they just keep buying shit and seeing if it sticks. And they won a franchise, and they're paying for this prestigious franchise, this lucrative franchise. It's got big stars. It's got a big director who I think is probably he's up there as one of the most visionary filmmakers working today, Rian Jonson. And I think they're just banking on this working. Are they overpaying? Probably.
Yeah, I would think they are.
Probably. But they want it. They just want it. And they're going to grab it and throw it against the wall and hope it sticks.
I suppose if you want something bad enough, you'll pay anything for
Yep,
it.
exactly right. What does Frankie say?
The time to buy something is when you see it.
Of course, when we say Frankie, we mean the bloke from Rough American Pickers.
American Pickers. Yeah, Frank and Mike. Frankie.
Yeah. That's
Frankie
crazy.
Fritz.
Frankie Fritz, yeah.
Frankie Fritz.
What a legend.
Yep.
Now, one thing that this podcast has been lacking a little bit, segments, games.
Oh, no. What are you going to do to me?
We're going to play a game. We're going to try and spawn a new segment on the show.
Oh, God.
Are you excited for this one?
Oh, it depends on what it is.
It's called Shite or All Right.
All right.
All right.
Oh, with those two sound effects, it's got to be good.
Yeah, okay, so this is a new segment. We're hoping this is going to catch on. It's called Shite or All Right. Okay, so essentially what we do is we pull up IMDb. Got your IMDb up.
Yep.
And we pull up a random film.
Yep.
Okay, so how it works on IMDb, each film has a just randomly generated URL. It's got like a code number, like a library number sort of thing. What do you call it? Like a
Catalog number.
Catalog number. And I don't know whether it's in order of the way the films were made, or I think it might be the way that it must be imported into their system.
Right.
So it has a random 7-digit number at the end of the URL. So the game is we pull it up and we type in a random number. It's got to start on 00 and then whatever you want after that. Okay. We just type in a random thing.
Yep.
And we pull up a couple of random movies. We're going to do 2 rounds each.
Oh, okay.
And so how it'll work is that you read for argument's sake, you will read the synopsis of the film to me.
Yep.
No actor names.
No title.
No title. Don't want to know the year. Any of that.
Okay.
I just want a synopsis. And then I have to guess whether the movie is shite or all right.
All right.
And what determines shite or all right?
Okay, so a movie. So we're going to work on. We spoke about this in the past, where we have this determiner as to whether a movie is good or bad on IMDb,
that's right. Yeah.
depending on the star rating.
Yeah.
So
okay.
we're going to say anything from 0 to 5.9 is shite, and anything from 6 to 10 is
All right.
So when we go
Yeah.
shopping for Blu-ray or
Yeah.
DVD or whatever,
yeah.
we will look at the synopsis of the film and everything else. Think, oh, this sounds okay. What ratings does it have? And we'll often
Yeah.
get onto either Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
or IMDb.
Yeah.
And usually it's first things IMDb and see what the
Yeah.
rating is. And if it's below 6,
Yeah.
we think twice
Hesitate
about buying
getting
it.
it. So,
But if it's over 6, and we've had some duds over 6, obviously.
oh yeah,
We've had some really good ones under 5 even.
yeah,
But the general rule is anything below
Yeah.
6, we think,
here's a bit. Yeah.
and anything above 6 is
All right.
Okay, so
okay.
all
I
right.
think I've got
So
it.
now the funny thing is that it's going to be funny because there's thousands of movies, there's thousands of TV shows. The chances are you're going to pull up something really obscure and fucking weird. Okay, so that's the fun part about this. And we're doing the classic judging a book by its cover. So we're going by the synopsis and trying to decide whether it's a good movie or not. You go first, and I'm going to guess whether the film is shite or all right. And you can at the end. Oh, I was also going to say you're allowed one assist. We're going to have 2 rounds. On one of the games, you can have an assist, and the assist is that you can give me or I can give you the top 3 actors in the film.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes they're going to be people that you know. Sometimes they're going to be people that you have no idea who they are. All right, and when at the end we get to the end, you can tell me the title and all that stuff. And when you reveal the answer, you can either. All right. Okay, so you go first, and then I'll go. We'll take it in turns.
Okay, this one.
Yeah.
A newly ordained minister accepts a summer job with a dynamic TV evangelist, only to find deep conflicts between the latter's conventional activities servicing his community's spiritual needs and his power wielding as a TV celebrity.
Oh. It actually sounds quite riveting. It sounds like it could be quite a good, dramatic sort of thing. I obviously don't know what the film is, but sounds like it could be brimming with drama. Do you want
me to read that again?
Yeah, read it again.
A newly ordained minister accepts a summer job with a dynamic TV evangelist,
right,
only to find deep conflicts between the latter's conventional activities, servicing his community's spiritual needs, and his power wielding as a TV celebrity.
Oh, I'm going to say it might be all right.
Do you want to know? Do you want me to tell you?
Well, no.
After we do the
you can give me the year, you can give me the title, you can tell me who's in it. But first, I want to know: is it shite or is it all right? I'm saying it's all right. Oh no, it's shite. What is it? What's it called?
It's called Prey TV, and it was made in 82.
Yeah.
And it stars John Ritter,
Ned
Beatty, and Richard Kiley.
Good cast.
Yeah.
And what's the rating on it?
5.2.
Oh, that is...
I'd actually watch that.
That sounds all right, actually.
With John Ritter, with his dry sense of humour.
Oh.
I think I'd enjoy that.
All right. I'm going to give you one now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you excited?
Yeah.
This one, don't look. Okay. A petty crook in search of the cliched pot of gold at the end of the rainbow hopes to cash in by befriending the heir to a huge fortune.
Read it again.
A petty crook in search of the cliched pot of gold at the end of the rainbow hopes to cash in by befriending the heir to a huge fortune.
God, sounds a bit like a leprechaun or something, doesn't it?
Again, you have an assist.
No, I won't use my assist. I'm saying that's going to be all right.
You're saying that's going to be all right?
Yeah, I reckon that might be all right.
Yeah? Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Oh,
no. Pig of a film. We should get us. We should get us a
pig.
soundtrack. Pig
well, actually, this one is just on the border. It's got a 5.9. So it's just missed out.
That's one we'd sort of think,
we would debate about it. But 5.9. It's called The Rainbow Thief. It was made in 1990 and stars Peter O'Toole, Omar Sharif, and Christopher Lee.
Shit.
Yeah, decent cast. Sounds all right, but it is apparently a bit shite.
Well, there you go.
All right, give me my next one.
You can't always win.
No.
You don't always get chocolatey, June. Bag of goodies, do you?
No. Right. Okay, you go next. Pull up your thing.
Okay.
Yep, I'm excited.
Roulette Bill comes to the aid of a recently remarried lady whose late criminal husband turns out to be still alive.
Ooh.
Her honeymoon is at a fantastic Art Deco villa perched above the Riviera.
Oh, man. Go again.
Roulette Bill,
which
must be the character's name, I think.
Right, sounds a bit pretentious.
Comes to the aid of a recently remarried lady whose late criminal husband turns out to be still alive. Her honeymoon is the fantastic Art Deco villa perched above the Riviera.
Oh, I'm going to say, I'm just going to use my assist just because I can. Give me the top 3 actors.
Top 3 actors?
Yes.
Can I help you?
Okay.
Huguette Duflos.
All right.
Kissa Kuprine and
Yeah.
Vera Ingalls.
Okay, so it's a French film.
It's
then.
a French film.
Oh, it sounds really pretentious, and it does sound like a film that that would come out of France. I'm going to say it's Shite. Although people do love I love French films, but those really pretentious films that come from anywhere, people just, you get the cinephiles that will jump on there and give it a big rating.
Yeah.
I'm saying it probably sounds a bit. I would probably watch it and think it's a bit shite, but I'm saying it might have an all right rating. I'm going to go. I'm going to go all right. Yeah, let's have a look.
All right.
There we go.
It's called La Parfum de la Dame Noire.
Oh, the perfume.
The perfume lady. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay,
something
right.
about the perfume lady. Anyway.
Yeah.
It runs for 149 minutes.
Yeah.
Was made in. Doesn't say what year. 1931.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Right up your alley.
Yeah.
6.5.
6.5. That's not bad.
Marcel Lehebière
Oh, there you go.
is the director.
While the actually, if you look up the top, I found that on foreign films it will give you the. Oh, you don't have it. Oh, here it'll actually give you the. Oh, doesn't there? Sometimes it gives you the English title.
Oh, right,
so
okay.
it's a classic film.
It's a classic.
Again, this is the whole idea of don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly right.
I'm going to give you one now.
But you got it right though.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I'm going to give you one now.
Yep.
Eric and Joelle. Actually, I need to click see more because it's a long one. Eric and Joelle decided to spend their honeymoon night at the house of a couple of married friends who happened to be in the midst of a serious marriage crisis. Before sunset, a very young woman arrives riding a motorbike and says she's Angel. With her strange presence, eroticism breaks out and several couplings and vicious sex erupt in the comfortable home.
That's absolute shit. Oh, look, I think that. I think that just sounds like tripe.
You don't want to use your assist?
Yeah, give me the. Yeah, I'll use my assist. Might as well.
Okay, it stars Guy Royer, Carrion Gambia, and Dawn Cummings.
Never heard of any of them.
No.
What? No, I can't ask what you was.
No. Is it shite or is it all right?
Actually, I'm going to say it's all right because I reckon that might be a good laugh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
All right.
Yeah.
Is it a comedy?
It is an adult film.
Oh, God.
It's adult romance.
Now, don't go right in saying that old mate Rick likes old dirty films.
It's a French film. I don't know if it is actually like a porno. I think it might just be like an erotic film.
Right,
and
okay.
France pumps out a lot of them. This was made in 1976. It's called Échanges de Partenaires, which is a change of partners.
Sounds like a throw your keys in the bowl sort of film.
So there you go. Wow.
That's bizarre. That's good fun. I enjoyed that.
It was a bit of fun. We'll do it again.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed the new segment, Shite or All Right, write in and let us know. Do you want to do some subscriber questions and then close out the pod today? Yeah.
We're running out of time now.
Yeah.
Getting a bit long.
Yes.
Long in the tooth, just like me.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let me pull it up. Where is it? Oh, God, there's bloody... there was a thing playing on my phone.
Oh, it's annoying.
Here we go. Questions. Alan Driver.
Yeah.
Get this microphone out my way so I can see it. Alan Driver wants to know, favourite show that was cancelled. He says his would be Iron Man Armoured Adventures and Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh, let me think. Sometimes I think about the answers beforehand and sometimes I don't. Favourite show that was cancelled?
Deadwood.
Deadwood, no. No way. There's something sticking in there where I'm thinking, oh, it got cancelled too early.
Yeah, there was something we watched. What was it?
Oh, I'll tell you what my favourite one is. You can go yours next.
I can't think of what it is.
My favourite is Glow. Fantastic show that was on Netflix. Went for like
You told me
3
about that.
seasons, maybe 4. Alison Brie, Mark Maron, I think his name is. Terrific cast. It's about female wrestling, but it's such a funny show. It's like a comedy drama sort of thing. They were going to do the last season. They were going to do one more season to close out the story, and then COVID happened, and obviously it was because it's about wrestling. it was too unsafe to do the show to film it.
Yeah.
But then there were legalities about how long you could keep people on a contract for, so they cancelled it.
Cancel it.
So annoying. I love that show.
There's been a few, but I can't think of the names of them. There was one. What was that one? It was Las Vegas thing.
I was thinking that Viva Laughlin.
Viva Laughlin.
Such a terrible show, but it was so fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
it was like a musical.
I think that was one season.
No, there was like 3 episodes that got pulled.
Oh, that's right.
It didn't last. It literally got pulled.
And was that Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman was in the first one. I think he was the guy that owned the casino.
Yeah.
And it was like a musical, and then it was set to like pre-existing songs.
Yeah.
I don't think they re-recorded them though. It was like just the actual songs, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
So fun.
Yeah.
I just remember Hugh Jackman on it, like dancing on a poker table, singing "Viva Las Vegas" or some shit. It got pulled after 3 shows.
That was one that I was disappointed because I enjoyed the
really
couple
fun
of episodes we got.
Yeah.
But there's been heaps. There's been a few, and I just can't think of one.
Hung was one that you really liked. I think got axed.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that.
How to Make It in America.
Oh, that was a great show.
Yeah,
loved
lots
that show.
of good shows.
And that was only
been
2 seasons, maybe
2 or 3. Yeah,
maybe 3 seasons. Yeah. There's been a heap of them.
There's actually there's one here from it's not on your version. I must have forgot to save it, but this top one right here. Can you read that?
Oh yeah, I can. Hang on a sec. But Alan,
he's got
a
a
second
one.
question.
Yeah.
So his second question was: Will movie theaters be the norm again? It feels special to go to a theater. I will never forget seeing Avengers Endgame in the theater, and when we finally heard Avengers Assemble, we all jumped up cheering.
Yeah, I think they will be. I think like Godzilla v Kong's just opened in the States, and I'm hearing reports from friends who are over there who've seen the film and they're saying the theaters are packed. So people are going back in droves. I think for big movies, you'll pack out cinemas again.
Yeah.
Smaller movies might be a bit different. And I feel like a lot of the smaller stuff's just going to go to streaming now.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a bit of a tug of war between streaming and theaters for a while.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see the resurgence of the cinema and people make an effort to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one that I haven't got here that you had.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that from?
Yeah. Wacko Jacko.
World's Worst Manager.
World's Worst Manager, yeah.
Wacko says, what's the best movie snack that isn't popcorn? Yeah. Drink too.
Well, we always get a Choc
Top.
Yeah.
Got to have a Choc Top.
Which, are they Australian? No.
I wouldn't think so. Which is just a...
You can get them overseas, obviously.
An ice cream...
Oh, but the ones we eat are the ones made by Bulla or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's
They
Bulla.
sell them at the cinemas.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So they're just they're like a wafer cone? I think they're in a wafer cone.
Yeah, with a wafer cone.
In a wafer cone and a...
Scoop of ice cream with the chocolate
over the top.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I get the mint one. You sometimes get the mint.
Oh, yeah, usually the vanilla.
Oh,
lovely.
lovely.
I'm a plain vanilla man.
And drink has always got to be a Coke.
Oh, it's always a Coke, yeah.
Always a Coke.
Yeah.
Or you go like a Coke Zero or whatever the hell it's called.
No, it's
sugar.
usually just a Coke. I don't like the no sugar.
I feel like he's trying to goad me into telling a story here, though.
Oh, okay.
Because whenever...
And Jaffers. I like Jaffers.
Jaffers, yeah. Well,
like
whenever we used to go to the cinemas, me and Wacko and mate Tim, we would go to Kmart beforehand and buy cheap lollies.
Oh, that's right.
Back in the day when they would sell lollies at the concession stand, you could make your own like trail mix of lollies.
Yeah.
So we would go to Kmart beforehand and just buy a bunch of bags of cheap
lollies are sweets.
Sweets or candy depending where else you are.
Yeah.
So we'd buy heaps of candy or sweets, really cheap. They were like $1 a bag at Kmart. Some were like 50 cents. And I would bring my little brown paper bags and we'd like make up our own little trail mix and then sneak them into the theatre. And they always thought it was so funny. They were always laughing at me all the time. But I saved them money because those trail mix at the cinema were always so bloody expensive.
Oh, exactly right.
But these days I don't really sit there with a bag of lollies at the cinema. It's just
not normally.
A Choc Top and a popcorn and a
drink.
You get the combo pack.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. There you go.
That's about the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Next one.
Gary Leidement.
Yeah, long-time subscriber, long-time viewer, yeah.
Leidement, is that how it's spelled?
I assume so.
Leidement.
Let us know, Gary.
What's your favourite war movie from before 1980?
This one's easy by technicality. 1979.
Oh, just.
And this is probably yours as well. Apocalypse Now.
Oh, without doubt.
Yeah.
It's one of my top 3 films of all time.
Great film.
The other one for me would be... I think it was made pre-80. Full Metal Jacket.
I think you're right. I think that was like mid-70s. I'll double check, but
That's
I think
a brilliant
you're right.
film. You haven't seen that, have
I
you?
still haven't watched it.
Oh, we got to watch it.
Oh, no, that's 1987.
Oh, 87. Oh,
Yeah.
geez, much later. Okay.
Much later. So
Well, that
Apocalypse
counts that
Now.
one out. But that's a really good film.
Yeah.
But Apocalypse Now, without that.
Absolutely. If you want me to go back any further, I would probably say something like The Longest Day or From Here to Eternity.
Bridge on the River Kwai.
Yeah. Any of them.
One of those classics.
Yeah. Guns of the Navarone. Any of them, yeah.
Is the one with Steve McQueen where he's used the motorcycle to
The
jump?
Great Escape.
Great Escape.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because in the prison camp. Yeah.
That's right. Okay, Ross the film critic.
Yep.
Hey,
Ross.
Dave.
Hey, Ross.
Hey, Dave. Hope you're doing well, and I am really enjoying your podcast. Keep it up, my friend.
Thanks, Ross.
Question. Since the Snyder Cut has been released, fans have been comparing the DCEU to the MCU and slagging off the MCU franchise and saying their praises for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
Do you think fans should not compare them?
I think it's silly to compare things like this. Naturally, there's always going to be a comparison. Marvel and DC.
For me, it's a bit like saying who's the better basketballer, Kobe or Jordan.
Michael Jordan, yeah.
Well, they're from different eras, and
Yeah.
Jordan, by the way, and Kobe would agree.
Yeah.
Like he always said that the game is better having Michael,
Yeah.
and he played the way he played because of Michael.
I always feel you can have both. Like we're obviously both Marvel fans and DC fans.
Yep.
I think the comparison is so stupid. You've got James Gunn, who has directed Guardians of the Galaxy, and now he's directed the Suicide Squad for DC.
Yep.
And he's always using Twitter to be like, "What's this like war between fans is so stupid."
Yeah, exactly.
You got people like classic comic writers, Jack Kirby. Wrote epics for Marvel and wrote epics for DC.
Yeah.
I think they're both. You can enjoy both, but there's this huge division between the film fan bases, particularly, and there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be like, oh, the Marvel films are, because you'll get the DC fans who say, oh, the Marvel films are too kiddie. I like my real serious DC shit.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Marvel fans who'll be going, oh no, this is lighthearted and fun and enjoyable, and the DC films are dark and whatever else. So there's always going to be things, but I think you can enjoy them both. They're two
most
vastly
definitely.
different things. But there's naturally always going to be those comparisons there. It's something you can't stop.
Right.
But as me personally, I think enjoy them both.
And that's like I always say, you filmed there for enjoyment.
Yeah.
It's not to compare to one
Yeah,
another
exactly
or
right.
each other or
Yeah.
whatever. Just enjoy them.
Yeah.
You can enjoy both.
They're both got fun characters, both great
Yeah.
stories, just vastly different.
And if one universe happens to be better than the other, not so much the universe
Yeah.
better, but the production of those universes, one's better than the other.
Yeah.
Well, whether that's DC or
Yeah.
Marvel, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I love them both.
Yeah. There you go.
The Geek, should that be Geek?
No, that's
Geek.
how it was spelled.
Is
the
it?
Geek
Okay,
Squad.
the Geek Squad.
Yeah.
Will you be watching the black and white version of Zack Snyder's Justice League?
I don't think so. I haven't
No?
even watched the colour version. I don't know. Maybe I will watch it. I don't know. I'll suss it out when I get around to watching the colour version first.
Right.
Because it's on binge here, which is apparently very laggy, and they haven't even put it up in 4K, and apparently really bad compression and bitrate, and it's got PAL speed up.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, so I'm going to wait till the 4K disc comes out and I'll watch it.
Archaic.
Yeah, I know.
Daniel Tull. So are we moving on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Tull wants to know, what was your favourite non-USA show as a kid? Mine was The Muppets.
Yeah, well,
Wasn't The Muppets American?
Yeah, that's what he says. And then in brackets, he goes, psych, it was probably Hero 108.
Oh, okay.
My favourite non-USA show as a kid, probably, we were talking about this the other day, that I still love it, and you don't, Mr. Bean.
No,
Has to be Mr. Bean.
No.
Absolutely.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Not above Round the Twist or...
Oh, well, yeah, Australian, I suppose. It's tough to compare. Mr.
Hey,
Bean.
Skippy.
Skippy, yeah. Good show.
I loved Skippy when I was a kid.
Australian show about a little kangaroo.
Yeah,
Joey.
a kangaroo. Really smart.
Was he Joey or a kangaroo?
He was a kangaroo. He was a kangaroo.
Oh, there you go.
I think it wasn't a big one.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big red.
No, just a little one.
Yep.
Next up.
AJ Squad.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
It's a tough one for me. We had Cartoon Network because we had Foxtel, and Foxtel initially didn't have Nickelodeon.
That's right.
No, we had Optus, sorry. We had Optus. So Optus was bundled with Cartoon Network. Foxtel got both. So the only way I ever got to watch Nickelodeon was when I went to Nan's. Because Nan had Foxtel. Right. But they did play all the Nickelodeon shows on TV, on the ABC here. Right. So on free-to-air commercial television. I don't know. I can't pick, though.
I would have thought it would have been Nickelodeon.
Probably Nickelodeon because you've got the Rugrats, you've got Rocko's Modern Life, Real Monsters, Cat Dog, all that kind of shit. SpongeBob, yeah. Probably Nickelodeon gets the edge. But I grew up probably watching more Cartoon Network. Nickelodeon was always, apart from ABC, Nickelodeon was always like a treat to get to watch Nickelodeon, yeah.
Okay, Jamie Farrar.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that your next venture is a book detailing your life as a YouTuber?
I don't even like to call myself a YouTuber at this point. I don't feel like I've earned that title yet.
No.
83,000 subs. I've just crossed over. I feel like I still can't consider myself a YouTuber.
Get to 100,000, you probably will.
Maybe, I don't know.
You get your button.
I'll get my play button and maybe. I don't feel like I'm at the stage yet where I can write a book and expect people to buy it or really
not about your life as a YouTuber.
Not my life as a YouTuber. I don't feel like there's much I could say that would be of much use.
No. I mean, you look at a lot of most of those books that are out, those YouTubers have been around for 10 years.
For a long time, yeah.
10 years plus,
Yeah.
So there's a couple out there that
I don't know.
Haven't been around that long, but they're meteoric rising on them.
I don't know. I feel like, I'd always like to write some sort of book. And I am playing around with the idea of writing a book, but not about myself.
No.
At this point. No. So, yeah. Thank you very much for listening. That is the end of the show. That's all we have time for. Just under 2 hours again today, which is what we like. Thanks again to JBL for sending in the products. Can we get... where are they? All the way back there. We've got, of course, the JBL Extreme 3, that fantastic big beast of a thing. And the JBL Club Pro Plus true wireless in-ear headphones. Fantastic stuff. Love it. And if you're listening out there, JBL... we love more stuff. We like more stuff.
I wouldn't mind a pair of those earphones.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Work your magic. No, but we do appreciate this. Thank you so much. And we will be featuring JBL at the beginning of the podcast for the rest of the month, which is fantastic. Podcasts, of course, go out every single Monday on all the podcasting platforms, which includes Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and Audible. The visual element goes out on YouTube at the same time. But if you are a patron supporter, you get that 2 days earlier on the Saturday. So if you want to head over to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under and sign up for as little as $1 a month, you can get your early access.
Cheap as.
Yeah. Of course, though, don't forget the video podcasts are now on a separate channel, which is the Dave Lee Down Under podcast channel.
Please get over, subscribe to the other channel.
Yes, we need subscriptions, we need viewers. Try and get them monetized as quickly as we can and get like the viewer base. We know there's people out there that are watching.
Don't open the video and not watch it.
Don't do that. That's bad.
Don't have it running in the background.
Don't have it running in the background. And that is actually against my terms and conditions.
Well, we're telling them not to do
it.
So
don't do it. I cannot endorse or condone any of that foolish behaviour. Don't do it. If you want to write into the show, you can tune in at daveleepod@gmail.com. You can find me on YouTube at Dave Lee Down Under, on Twitter, Instagram. Links in the description of every podcast for all my social media, as well as the new podcast channel if you want to head over there. As of next week, we will be posting on the new channel regularly. We may make an exception, like if we get like a big guest or something, we may move it across to the main channel every now and then.
Maybe,
but predominantly we'll stay on the new channel. YouTube preview. It's a new month. It is April. So this month, I feel like actually I won't say that just yet. We'll say last week. I dropped my Superman Cartoon Evolution, which is like a cut-down version of the Pop Culture Evolution. So if you just want to watch about Superman's history in cartoons, you can check that one out. There's a bunch of cartoon news that went up. The Space Jam, Space Jam stuff, Luca and Disney Plus news. Mitchell's vs. the Machines, they announced a release date for that. It's a new Sony animated film. It's going to Netflix. All cartoon news about that. By the time this goes out to the public on Monday, there will have been the Space Jam trailer would have just dropped. And I will have done a a trailer breakdown for that, so you can check that one out. Of course, I've also just recently put up Blu-ray DVD updates for February and March as well. This week, I'll be uploading my Pixar Dark Age ranking. Finally, I've been teasing it for nearly 4 months now. It's finally coming. I promise you it's coming this Tuesday, hopefully. If not Tuesday, it'll be Thursday. I made this video months ago, but it's finally ready to come out. There'll probably be some news and stuff like that. And just keep your eye on the channel. This month, again, new month, April, we're going to get some reviews. The reviews for this month will be Disney Plus's Big Shot, which is the new series, basketball series starring John Stamos. Looks really great, where he's coaching.
John Stamos.
He's coaching a female basketball team, high school basketball team, which is really fantastic. I've got this. I will be reviewing that when I can. I will also be reviewing Mortal Kombat. It's a new film from Warner Brothers, and I'll be reviewing Mitchell's vs. the Machines as soon as that goes up on Netflix. I've got a couple of big interviews which are coming up, hopefully. I haven't got confirmation on one of them just yet, but the other one is confirmed for now, but I'm just I don't want to announce anything just yet in case it falls apart.
Yep.
So I've got a couple of hopeful potential interviews that are coming up this month that I'm very, very, very excited about. And I think you guys will be very excited about as well. So stay tuned. I'll see you then. Thanks, old mate Rick, for joining us once again on the podcast.
Thanks,
and thanks everybody out there for watching or listening or whatever you're doing. And thanks again to our sponsors over at JBL Australia. Thanks so much. See you on the next one, guys. Take it easy.
Ciao.